Welcome, folks, to
In Response.
A Legacy Recast.
I'm Philip Klein,
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
and today we're reviewing the Austrian Legacy League Season 6, Day 5.
Yeah, quite excited about that.
Oh yeah, we're a little bit nervous, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the first time for us on stream, so
I hope you
Yeah.
guys like our
At least together.
yeah,
So-
and so cheers to that,
Cheers.
and we'll start
Cheers.
now. So
let's see.
let's see where the first match begins. It starts about 18 minutes in.
Yeah. So, about the first matchup, we have Patrick Langwieser on Deapths and Christoph Igelsberg on Esper Vial.
I think
I will just pull up the deck
deck
list for
lists,
me
yeah. Mhm.
because Patrick sent it to me, I think, on Monday.
Mhm.
And so about the deck list he's playing one Elvish Reclaimer for Vampire Hexmage, for Elvish Spirit Guide, for Crop Rotation, 2 Duress, 2 Inquisition, for Thoughtseize, for Sylvan Scrying, 3 Not of This World, for Lotus Petal, for Piffing Needle to Bayou, 1 Bojukaborg, for Dark Depths, 1 Ghost Quarter, 1 Caracas, 1 Sayiri Step, 1 of each basic, for Thespian Stage, 4 Urborg, and 4 Verdant Catacombs.
So we've seen both players took a mulligan for the first hand.
Okay, so they are on even footings.
Things, yeah.
About the deck list from Patrick, I think it seems like a pretty standard.
It's a pretty stock list
Yeah.
for nowadays. I think Not of This World is now stock.
I think so.
It
I
wasn't
think
for long, but
you mostly see it in Two Depths today, yeah.
always I think that the 4 Pithing Needles are the one
Sure.
that really gives away that it's turbo depths and not medium or slow depths.
Yeah, definitely.
Another mulligan for Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Quite unfortunate.
It looks like Christoph is keeping it.
Yeah, he is putting away a Plague Engine, or he
He
was
has in
thinking
hand
about it.
2
Yes.
lands,
Yeah.
or are they 3 lands?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
I
lands, a Baleful Strix, a Meddling Mage,
A recruit of
a
the guard.
Recruiter, and a Plague Engineer, I think. And yeah.
It
And
seems,
the 3 mana Blink creature
yeah, figure it.
from
Oh,
from Modern
Soul Herder.
Horizon Soul Herder.
The Soul Herder, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seems
so
okay.
we have at least 2 lands here.
And I think he put away the how's it called, the Plague Engineer.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. I hadn't seen that. Yeah.
I think this might be an interesting matchup. I kind of think that Esper Vial might be favored here.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, you have
a
the
lot of,
swords, you have
a
the
lot of
Caracas.
disruption,
and you have a lot of blockers.
yes.
I mean, only 4, I think, with the Baleful Strix.
exactly, and with Patrick
least
having
4.
to mull to 5 now, doesn't look that all that great for him. But maybe he can sneak in 1 2020 at some point.
Yeah, I think if he goes quick, there is definitely a possibility for it.
Sure, yeah.
Especially
And that's the
since
Thoughtseize, yeah.
since Christoph
Since
hasn't
strong
kept
start,
So now we can
removal
see
spell.
the whole hand
Okay, yeah.
from Christoph.
So the lands are marsh flats and a tundra.
I
And
think you have to take
to-
the Strix, right?
I mean,
I think the mage would be
You
better.
can
no?
you can go for the mage too. It
Why?
depends on the hand. If you can,
If you can crop rotate into Satiri step, you can still attack through the Strix.
I mean the metal mage comes down after a hex mage next turn. So I think it could not. It could.
So what did I haven't
The
seen
recruiter. he
The,
took
the recruiter, okay. Not sure if that's correct actually.
I think it was between Strix and
Okay.
Mage.
Yeah.
There we have a crop rotation in hand and the Thespian Stage.
And also a Not of This World. And I can't see the third card here.
Is it Wasteland? No. Typically, the Depths doesn't play the Wasteland.
I
think-
maybe a one-off
I-
just to crop rotate
I'll
for
just look up
opposing
the.
Wastelands.
No, you're playing 1 Ghost Quarter.
And Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, that's the typical card that you play.
Yeah.
So just this Deathbane stage and pass the turn now, and this will just be a Strix, I think.
Or the meddling mage could be too, but I think the Strix is
what
just
do you
better.
name with meddling mage at this
Crop
point? Yeah, I think this just a Strix. No, I don't think that you name crop rotation right away. I mean, you
if
could go for Vampire Hex Mage.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
Meddling Mage, Vampire Hex Mage, that would be a possibility.
Yeah, but if you go for meddling mage crop rotation, it could be good too, because we saw that Patrick has a crop rotation in hand, and if the meddling mage resolves and he names crop rotation, there is a dead card now in the hand of
Sure.
Patrick. If you don't fight immediately in response to the cast of the meddling mage.
And another Strix.
Okay, with double Strixes now it's really, really hard.
Yeah, he has to go for the crop rotate into the Sigiri step plan now.
Yeah.
He draws Dark Deapths
That's a good draw.
and none of this well in hand, so
Yes, seems good. Which is
that
interesting
works
now
at least.
to mention is that the Baleful Strix on turn 2 was especially better if you have no lands in hand.
Yeah.
Which is now true because Christoph has bricked on the second Baleful Strix too. And
Maybe the Forces on the Strix would have been way better in this spot.
yeah, I mean the recruiter can get answers, which is true too. But
Yeah, but if he can't cast it.
yeah.
With the Forces, he has seen that he has only 2 lands and he has to redraw the next one, so...
I mean, he's on the draw and he has 3
Esper
draw
Vial
sprays.
just plays 21 lands, I think, so it's not that
Yeah, but
uncommon to brick on a land
you're
drop.
playing for Brainstorm too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, with the hand of Christoph, it will be really, really hard.
There's the crop rotation.
End of turn, crop rotation, right?
Yeah, for
yeah.
an Urborg,
Urborg.
and with the Urborg you have enough
And there it gets forced.
pitch, Soul Herder.
Yeah.
So he has another force still left in hand, another Soul Herder to pitch, as swords to plowshares. So the hand of Christoph is pretty much big
I'm
right
not
now.
sure I agree with that crop rotation end of turn actually.
You,
Yeah,
you
I
get the
would have.
2020 on the same turn.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this is correct in the spot.
It's a versus a blue deck, I wouldn't crop rotate now.
I mean,
I mean, he saw
Yeah.
no forces, and there were. I mean,
That's
you,
3
you have to
turns
pay.
ago.
Yeah,
3 turns ago and a lot of card draws. So.
yeah. There were 2 strict activations here.
Okay.
And even if you go now for a Married Large, it's pretty bad. Especially now with Wasteland on the battlefield.
the Pithing Needle should be named.
I should name Wasteland.
Should name Wasteland, yes.
Yeah.
That brings us to another thing. We probably need such little
Little pieces of paper.
pieces of paper or the nice dices that Dominic could print us with his 3D printer.
Yeah.
To put on the needles or on the meddling mages.
Yeah,
Make the
which
streaming a lot better and a lot easier.
a little bit of an indication would be good. I mean, some players do that. I think Andy does that.
Okay.
So he's. I think he played Esper Vial last week, if I remember correctly, and there he put the names on the cards.
Okay. And there's a Duress.
Okay, which
Okay.
could eat.
A seldom artwork. A very rare artwork, so I wasn't sure at first what the card was, so...
Okay.
It's forced.
Yeah, you st-
Okay, what's in his hand? I'm not sure now.
Yeah, the problem is that it doesn't matter because you have the Strixes to block.
No, he has
What-
attacked with them.
Yeah, but Marut Lash has not haste. And after that you have the Teferi
okay.
to bounce the
Yeah, he
Marut
has
Lash
just
too.
made in this turn, okay.
And-
And there's the Caracas from top.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Oh, that really hurts. 3 Strixes, a Caracas, and a Teferi. I think this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, should be. I mean, the clock is far from home, but
The only thing that could really do something is probably to
The second sword now.
the waste another Dark Depths.
That's a good play actually. I like
Yeah,
this.
That's really
Because
good.
you know I have to make a 2020 and then Christoph will be able to play his Caracas.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Chose not to.
I think it's too high risk if you copy it now.
I mean, you are far too
You're
behind.
so far
to,
behind, yeah.
To I don't know, hold on to this right now. I think you have to make a 2020 at that point.
Yeah, I think you
And just bait.
Yeah.
And if he has it, it's over, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you have to try for
Yeah.
For
something.
sure, I get it. Yeah.
You have to go for something at this point.
And that is all how the Blink Step, Baleful Strix,
And
and another sword.
Okay, there's another Dark Depths.
which is good.
And I think this game is
Is this
over
another?
since 2 turns, so
Okay. So we have the Piffing Needle now on.
on Teferi.
Yeah, I think so. But that doesn't get around Caracas.
I'm not sure if it's hard.
I mean, it's hard
hard.
to,
It's
to
hard.
make a correct
It's
play on the board.
So many counters to any 2020 here.
And we got an indication from Chino that this should be the Esper Vial list from Andy,
Okay.
because it's mostly foil.
Foil.
And
So
what's
he is.
special about this list?
And I think Christoph even asked in the chat if he can borrow some
okay.
deck for last
Yeah,
week.
and what's special about the list? If you said it's from Andy.
It's all foil.
Ah, okay.
It's all foil.
That's
Everything that's can be foil is foil here. Okay.
I mean, I'm asking for the
For the listener, for the viewers.
yeah, for the
in this
technical
case.
play aspect here. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just a bling.
it's just a bling list.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
It should be pretty stuck, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure what's the stock list momentarily from the recent stock list from Esper Vial. Is it still the JTL list or?
I think so. I think it's mostly him doing innovations in the list.
Okay. I'm not keeping up with that list with the deck actually, so
Yeah, it's too expensive for me. It's
I probably have the most of the
the problem for me is that I don't have the
free
underground
Tundras.
fees. I mean, I have at least 2 Tundras.
Okay.
And I think they are off Cavern, so that wouldn't be a problem. I have the Vials, but the Meddling Mages are only a few bucks, so that wouldn't be that
And of course,
hard.
the Gilded Drakes.
The Gilded Drakes. Oh my
I
god.
think they are about 200 euros right now, which
Probably.
is. And the problem is that the whole reserved list is spiking now, and with that,
Okay,
a
what is
little
that?
bit problematic.
Okay.
I think he's just
okay, yeah. For personal interest.
for maybe improvements in the
Okay,
matchups.
we have.
Okay, so he bought in a Skycliff Apparition, 2 Path to Exile, and 2
Gilded
Gilded
Drakes,
Drakes. The
which
ones
seems
we've
good.
Yeah.
You need
We've
the
already
Gilded
talked about.
Drakes with the Vial to steal a Maritlage. Additional removal against it. So you have now 6 swords effects, and the Skycliff Apparition gets rid. I mean,
I'm not sure if you
it doesn't get rid of Maritlage because it says non-token. So
it only gets rid of Piffing Needles. And
Piffing Needles.
I think that's probably it.
I mean, you have the Sylvan Safekeeper, which Patrick may bring in this matchup.
Okay, yeah.
I think
you
these are really important because with now 6 targeted removal on the side of Christoph, you need some sort of interaction against it.
Yeah, also protection against Caracas.
Yeah.
Is very important.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you get
true.
Shroud, so
And the most important thing about the list, Andy said, is that it's playing his personal Spirit 61 cards in the main deck.
Oh,
Let's not get started on that.
okay. I think it's doable, but it's all
no,
it's-
just no. But let's skip this discussion. I completely disagree.
We can we can keep that on our next episode of the podcast, the
Yeah.
61st friend or something like that. In regards to the 15 friends of the recent episode of the Eternal Glory
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The podcast episode was called Your 15 Best Friends.
Yeah.
61 best friends.
Your 61st friend.
61st
It's
step
got-
friend.
It's gotta be the worst friend.
It's always the one you can cut the easiest.
I mean, I have to admit that the 61st card is always the hardest one to cut from a deck.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
Not
so
if there is never a 61 first card in the first place.
Yeah, but if you have a list and you think, yeah, I maybe need these 2 cards in the deck now, and then you have to
mulligans
cut
again.
2 cards from the
Yeah.
deck. The first one maybe gets easily because I'm playing a 4 of I play 3 of them, so it's okay. But the second one is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you like your fringe one-offs in the deck.
Yeah, but I really like free offs. I played a lot of decks which are basically free of tribal.
Yeah, I think there was a discussion about a year ago or something like that if the free of is the new 4 of. Because
Okay.
there are so many lists running around. I think it was in Modern that are running mostly free offs.
Yeah,
Because it's much more easily because you most of the time you only need 1 copy of a card in each match. And with a free off you achieve that. A 4 off I think you mostly play if you want to have if the second copy is also good.
Yeah,
Then the
of
4
course.
off is better.
Yeah, like Thalia in Death in Texas.
Yeah, because you need one.
Yeah,
It's
or
essentially-
Dreadwood Arcanist, because the first one always has such a huge target on its head, and
but
almost
there was
always
a
gets removed.
because if you started the Dreadwood Arcanist train, a lot of people were on 3 of them because the second one is so bad.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second one is bad, but because it has such a huge target and it always gets removed immediately,
Yeah.
I think you have to play 4.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Nowadays we are on a 4, and I think it's correct because it's just the best card in the
The
in the deck.
recent Rack Delver list, what I saw, do now play 4 Delver, 4 Dreadwood Arcanist, and 2 Urus.
2 euros. Oh my god.
That's what I saw just, I think, 1 week ago.
No Orcos.
Ah, 3
Of
Okos.
course, also 3 Orcus, but the creature suit was 4 Delver, 4 Dreadwood Arcanist, and 2 Urus.
So you are off Tarmogoyf now.
I saw 1 list. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Yeah, maybe they
maybe
try
that's
it
the
out.
trend.
Okay. Now we have the opening
Yeah.
of
Ghost Quarter and Pithing Needle.
Probably
should
maybe
name Wasteland.
Wasteland, yeah.
Yeah, it's all. If I would play Turbo Deaths, I would always put the first needle on Wasteland.
Of course.
I think you just go.
Also,
Mm.
he has seen it in the first game that
Yeah.
he plays Wasteland, so
Yeah.
it's
And-
always safe to
Yeah,
assume
and
they have it.
we even see a Wasteland in the hand of Christoph, which
Okay, I didn't get that.
yeah he was thinking about playing it as the first land because he can
Okay.
play the Ether Vial with it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is the
That's
Golgari
the-
version of the.
That's the overground tomb, the Verdant Catacombs
Yeah.
Is it
from the
Okay.
Secret Lair.
okay?
Really nice artwork. I love it.
I thought it was the Nurturing Peatland.
No,
At first,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Now you
Oh.
can see it that it has just one line, just one ability and not 2.
Yep.
So, and it has the shooting star as a set symbol.
Okay, yeah.
And
then
that's the first tricks.
okay, another good opening.
And
the side
I
of
think he
Christoph.
draws the Skycliff apparition.
I haven't seen it, but could be. How many basics is Esper Vial playing? I think it's playing 3, 1 of each
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
like
one
that.
of each,
I
yeah.
think so.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's okay.
Crop rotation. Deathbeyond stage, I think, in hand from Patrick.
2 stages.
2 stages and the Elvish Spirit Guide,
Yeah,
I think so.
he had an Elvish in the
And a
opening
crop
hand
rod, yeah.
and a crop rod,
Okay.
but with
Without protection.
You're just
It's-
able to make it 2020. Okay.
which is
Going for it.
And he says Ghost Quarter.
Not flirting a mana.
or maybe he said that he floated it.
Yeah, probably floats it.
Maybe. Not sure. getting Dark
Should
Depths, I assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you play the Thespian stage, exile the Spirit Guide, and have a Marit Large. But Christoph has and Path to Exile in his hand, so...
Oh.
I think you should not go for a token here.
Nah, for sure not.
Okay, he did it end of turn, so he didn't have to
Yeah.
float. But, yeah.
It's probably still not right to go for the token.
No, you have protection from Wasteland, we assume at least.
Yeah.
But you don't have a protection from Path to Exile or Caracas, so you should never go for token here.
It was a Charming Prince he drew.
Okay.
I have just seen the borderless extension, so I assumed it was the Skyclave apparition he brought in.
Yeah, but he has a Recruiter.
And the Swords to Plowshares.
Okay. I
With
mean, we don't
two-
get salty here, but he's just a better Magic player.
The better Magic player always draws that what he needs. Which happens versus me always.
I mean, I today I saw a short period into the stream of Ansi.
Yeah.
And he was playing against Elves. And I thought, yeah, if I'm just a good Magic player like him, I can win this matchup too. But I mean, he lost the matchup, but he drew, I think, 1 or 2 Osts and 2 or 3 Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, he was playing Standstill.
Ah, okay.
But the matchup is so bad for Standstill that he even lost the game too.
Okay.
Because they just can recover way too easily from everything you do.
Yeah.
And if you
And
play...
they draw so many cards.
Yeah. I mean, he has a 1-card win condition in the form of Moat, because Elves can't win against Moat since they cutted the elf that gets rid of
The
enchantment.
Reclamation stage?
Yeah. And
Okay, let's see what Christoph and Patrick do here. Patrick is deciding to go for Marit Large here.
and
Casting
And
the
that's the
path.
path.
Do we have protection?
I don't think so.
No, not
Okay.
of this world. And
I mean, he at least gets the basic,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't help him. I mean, with a Thespian stage in hand, it's kind of okay. But you have to rebuild again, and then Christoph can get rid can get rid of the Piffing Needle with Recruiter going into Skyclave Apparition, and yeah,
there's another Dark Depth.
Okay.
And Inquisition. Okay, that could be good.
Was this his draw step?
Yeah.
The Inquisition.
No, his
I think it was Dark Depths.
Dark Depth. He
So
drew
he
Dark
had
Depth,
an
yeah.
Inquisition hand.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay.
And he went through it end of turn.
May-
so
Or he drew the Inquisition and had the whole combo in hand, which would be okay too. If you go,
no, he drew the Dark Depth. I've
Okay.
seen it, yeah.
so it's kind of okay if you force out something from your opponent if you have the combo as a
No,
backup.
I personally disagree. I would have waited to be able to cast my Inquisition and then go for the
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah,
Because
There's the
you
setback.
simply lose to
Yeah.
Path or Sword at this point, and I think
Yeah.
this you can't do that.
Yeah, the setback in losing 2 lands is just too
Especially
high.
if you have the answer in Inquisition in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to wait for another mana. To
Sometimes
cast
you
it.
need to play conservatively.
Yeah. At least that's what I have done.
okay.
And there's a Recruit of the Guard.
Next Friday will be live matches again. The whole league will be streamed every Friday.
Almost every Friday we have short pauses every time there's a pre-release, because the shop is just too crowded and we can't play our league there.
There isn't the space for it.
And with COVID right around the corner, we always try to keep the league alive.
Yeah.
And we have the news always on our Twitter account. It's at Austrian_legacy. So you can follow us there, and you will always be notified when the streaming starts on Friday via Twitter.
And most of the time, if you, after you watched it on Friday, you want to recapitulate or re-watch the whole experience, you can tune in on mostly every Monday this week is an exception because there were some personal stuff going on for me on this Monday, and yeah, you can mostly watch the stream with me on Monday again, and there I will commentate over it, and I think we can have some good experience.
Yeah, because the stream on Friday is always without commentary,
Yeah.
because every one of us wants to play. So
Yeah,
it's hard to get a commentator
Yeah.
if when everyone wants to play his decks.
Sometimes you can commentate yourself then, if you get to play in the stream, which should happen for me actually. at this
Yeah,
time.
it happens for you.
If you remember correctly, I was on the stream at this day.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure which round, but we'll see.
I think
We'll get to it.
One
So
of the last round, yeah.
Were you playing against Chino?
Yeah. I think
You
I
played the
remember.
fourth
But-
round. Okay.
But, let's not spoil the match here.
No, definitely not. I mean, here we see Christoph
Savage beating.
getting really big into the face of Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
He is playing
Yeah,
Soul
without
Herder.
protection. I mean, technically, I think this should be a Dark Depths.
Yeah, but
from
you have the
Patrick.
Flicker Wisp with Vial on the side
Yeah,
of Christoph, so
You need one protection spell at this point, at least based on the information Patrick has here.
Yeah.
So if he has a protection spell,
If he has a crop rotation, he can win this.
he could take. I mean, you have to play around. The
No, you
Flicker
don't
Wisp
have the
trigger
Urborg.
and also Flicker Wisp blocking.
you don't have the Urborg, so you can't crop rot into.
Yeah, but a good player will draw it. Has the crop rotation in hand and draw the Urborg.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you have to draw the Urborg, yeah.
For sure. The only out I can see here is now Sagiri Step.
It gets around the Flicker Wisp trigger and also Flicker Wisp blocking.
And only a Sagiri Step with crop rotation. Because a hand drawn Sagiri Step is too slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorcery speed doesn't work here.
Because you need it in
And
response to
then-
the Aether Vial.
Yeah, and then he doesn't has to attack with the Strix and doesn't have to blink the Strix with the Soul Herder. Which are, I think, very many ifs.
Yeah, it's hard to
for
come back.
Patrick to win here.
But technically, I think I would have not attacked with both Strixes from Christoph's side, just to cover this eventuality.
I
Yeah,
mean-
if he wants to blink it, it's still okay. But I would blink the Recruiter.
Okay.
And he blinks the Piffing Needle.
Okay, that's
and
Okay, now you
Grace.
have the Wasteland open against Dark Depths.
Okay,
And
wow,
if you target
that's such a great play here.
That's a small misstep. The Biffing Needle should not be in the hand of Patrick.
Yeah,
Of course. He took it and placed it into his hand.
I mean,
It's not
you
a bounce.
kind of have to give up on this.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course,
But it's definitely a
that's-
misplay on the side of Patrick.
but what I have to say is, great basic land choice from Patrick here.
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, it's so
These-
beautiful.
These snow cover are the best. Okay, and now you... I mean, if you Wasteland the Thespian stage now, he can protect it. If he copies the Swamp, because
Mhm.
it's then a basic and it fizzles the Wasteland.
Charming Prince, Blinks,
Blinks
was
Witch.
Cries. What does it do?
Okay, he's thinking.
At this point, it basically doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think even just gaining life would be so great here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's true.
You get 2 life
Yeah,
from the Charming Prince, and then he would be
Yeah.
on 21 and still live through 1 attack of Merit Ledge. So
Yeah. So, okay.
then
So
he
we have-
blinks the Piffing Needle in his end step again.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Way too much flicker action for me.
That's what Esper Vial is doing.
Yeah.
It's like Death and Taxes on steroids.
Yeah, it's like a, I mean, they work in different ways. I mean, you get Force of Will on the
Yeah, for sure they work in
Oh.
different ways. Yeah,
on the side of Esper Vial, but the mana situation on Death and Taxes is just way better, and you can play Thalia.
I disagree also.
And
Death and Taxes does not have a good mana base.
Yeah. It still plays
yeah,
not enough white sources for the things that
Definitely
it
not.
wants to
yeah,
cast.
you're playing 4 Wasteland, 4
Rishadam
Rishadam ports. Yeah, you have a lot of non-white sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mana base is not correct, but
And
but
there are a lot
Thalia
of
is
cards
big.
that are costing 2 white in their casting cost, and that's just too much. You need at
And
least-
there's the all-in. But why he taps the Vial?
Yeah, it attacks for 3 because it's an elk.
just Oko flavor here.
Yeah, we have a new name for this version of Esper Vial. It's Blink and Bling.
Blink and bling. but just end this Esper Vial list.
Just
yeah.
end this Esper Vial.
Blink and blink. But he certainly, if he watches this, you need black borders.
Black Border to it's always if he says about his beautiful storm deck. He's playing Ant in Legacy 2, and he has it all foiled out or maxed out. Most
And the puff and the swords is just too much.
it's insult to injury, as
Yeah,
the
I think
magic
this
card
is
said.
close to unwinnable this matchup actually. I think there's so much going on from Esper Wild's side that Deapths has to sneak in one quick little Married Large, otherwise you're just
Yeah, you can't
When
play
you-
the long
yes.
game.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you don't get the token on turn 2, you're basically dead.
Yeah, and you have to have protection also. That's
Yeah.
the problem. You
Yeah,
have to get a token on turn 2 and protect it.
You need the magical Christmas land and get the nuts.
Yeah.
yeah. I think, and this is something that I don't want to be harsh against Patrick, but he's pretty new to the format.
Yeah.
And if you are a more experienced player, the mulligan decision in this matchup will look very, very differently, because you can keep like 5s and 4s.
Okay.
Because you have to mulligan much more.
Now I got what he did with his cell phone before. He pictured what he bought it in. And
Okay. Okay, that's great.
that's just great. I really like this tech.
But for what purpose? To remember what you brought
Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
because it's not his deck.
Okay, but you should look through the... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you don't know the deck list completely,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's correct.
I
to
really
do it
like that. I really like that. So that was the first round. We're going to round 2.
Yeah,
Just
got a little bit of an fill up in our bottles of wine.
Often Philip. You want a little bit of Philip? You want a piece of me?
We had enough already.
So
We can't talk that in here. We're live. Okay.
So Peter's girlfriend has.
Okay, you have Stefan.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
cheers again.
Cheers.
Before we start the match,
Yeah.
I would like to pause because Stefan sent me his deck list. So I will present it.
So
to you.
yeah,
We have a lance.
we have lands versus elves here.
Is it elves? Ah, okay, yeah.
Apparently.
It stays on the stream, so probably
Most likely. Okay, Stefan Otte.
most of the time.
Okay, just look it up. It's the list from Pisha 10. If this is his online name, or it was played online. So he's playing 4 crop rotation for life from the loam, through punishing fire, 4 mox diamond, 4 exploration, 1 mana bound. This is the one that discards your hand, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
4 Valakut exploration, so it's the 8 exploration deck list. As utility lands, you have Ancient Tomb, Blast Zone, Pachuca Bog, then 3 Dark Depths, 2 Field of the Dead, 1 Forest, 1 Ghost Quarter, 1 Grasping Dunes. This is the desert from Amonkhet, which you can sacrifice it to itself, pay another generic mana, and put a -1/-1 count on target creature.
Yeah.
You can only do that at the time you can cast a sorcery. Then we have 4 Groves, 1 Caracas, 2 Maze of Ith, 1 Misty, 3 Rishon Port, 1 Shelter Thicket, 2 Tiger, 1 Tabernacle, 4 Thespian Stages, 1 Verdant Catacomb, 4 Wasteland, 1 Windswept Heath.
Mhm.
So it seems, I think, pretty standard. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the Shelter Thicket,
Mhm.
but I'm not
I think
really...
it's-
The shelter,
not
the shelter,
the Shelter
is
Thicket,
always in, yeah.
It's
and
quite common.
That's really common.
the Grasping Dunes.
The grasping dunes, yeah.
Is it
they're-
the -1/-1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it basic or stock? Because I'm not
no,
into
it,
the lands.
it can't be stock because it plays a Valakut expiration. At the moment, I still think a stock list plays just the 4 explorations. So
Yeah.
a stock list would be red-green without the Valakut expiration.
What would be in place of the Valakut exploration?
Well, I'm also not very into.
Are there any gambles?
No
okay,
gambles in this list.
then
No,
okay.
Okay.
You play gamble.
So 4 gambles for Valakut exploration.
I think so.
actually. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems
So
good.
let's see how this goes.
It's basically
And one thing that I have to mention in the sideboard, there are no additional creatures.
so no tireless trackers.
No, it's 1 Drop of Honey, 2 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 3 Cinder Vines, 4 Spheres,
Yeah.
Okay.
2 Choke, and 2 Mindbreak Traps.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, because the Valakut exploration acts as a
As a win
as a
condition.
win condition. Yeah.
So we have the Tabernacle versus Gas Cradle show off, basically.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they just counter each other.
Yeah.
So
But of course, Tabernacle is one of the best cards a land player has against elves.
And
If
he
you-
has it in hand.
Yeah, that's
if I see that
great.
correctly.
yeah, and
But
we
I
have I
don't-
think a no land on the side of Andy. If
With
I
so-
haven't seen it yet.
But with yeah.
Okay.
So it's just searching for a land, which you got, which means
Mhm.
he will go for a mystical. Oh,
Oh, Shepherd.
Oh, Elosaurus Shepherd.
so
Not
this
the
will.
rider.
Yeah, he mentioned he bought 2 because you have to buy
He
them.
has 4.
Or he
He has,
bought
he
4.
has the whole playset, yeah.
Okay.
That's
yeah, because you,
quite crazy, I think. But yeah.
I think they're what, 80 euros now?
I think he bought it a little bit cheaper, but
Way too expensive, I think.
Yeah, this
the
Friday
pro-
is the Jumpstart release in Austria, so we haven't got our hands on these cards until
At the Tabernacle.
that's Tabernacle.
Yeah, like we
Oh.
said, he kept it, or he has it in the opener.
Yeah.
So Andreas needs a Gas Cradle, I think. Otherwise, he can't really build up a big board. Or he can maybe just win out of nowhere.
I mean, with Heritage Druids, you can
Yeah, you
get
can.
rid of a round of many things.
Yeah,
But the Punishing Fire next turn, if he goes 2 1-drops, this turn would be really, really big.
Because I forgot it, and you were reading the deck list, so we have a new subscriber. So thank you very much.
Oh, who is it?
We have to look it up actually.
Okay. We can't get that information, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if we can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to go to our administration, and I will just talk to my administration, and I will be back on stream in 30 seconds, and then I can say
Let's
which
see.
we got new to the subscriber list, or not the subscriber, the
Yeah.
follower list.
The Valakut Wincon going down from Stefan at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got no confirmation about 2 subscribers. One is Herzlos, thank you for your following, and then another one is Kizaru Senpai. Thank you for following.
Thank you. Very great. Very great.
So we are now a few persons away for the follower limit that I can get my first icon for the
Really?
chat. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, that's really cool. It's really cool.
So I can make one painter.
This the follower Deb.
A subscribe tab, yeah? Why not?
I mean, it's not subscribing, it's following.
Following, yeah.
Yeah, because you need at least 50 followers that you
Mhm.
can get an, how's it called, that you can get to Twitch affiliate, and
yeah.
there you can get your subscribers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so we have now 3 exploration. One of them is a Valakut exploration on the side of lands, and
Mhm.
a lonely Nettle Sentinel.
Ooh.
Okay. I just go to administration. We have a new follower around.
The follower.
Oh my god, they're raining! They're raining!
if you want to keep.
Thank you, Marcos, as marked them spots for following the channel.
Woo! Great.
We have to make the following Deb.
Following that.
And if you want to keep Peter standing up, then keep following.
Yeah.
Since he has to go to the administration.
I mean, today I didn't do any exercises. So tomorrow I have to go to the gym, so maybe I have to do today some running around to administration.
Mhm.
And so the basic gets ported.
Okay.
I mean, this is just basically the worst situation for Andreas here. He doesn't. He had.
Yeah, and there he goes.
He has a one lander, a no lander actually. Stefan had the tabernacle in hand, and also a port.
Yeah.
Which is just devastating, and you can't really build up any board at this point.
You have to go big on turn 2 or something like that, and
Mhm.
if you can't do that, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just game over. If you can, I mean, basically win on turn 2 with a cradle and going big, it is possible, but there has
Unlikely.
to go a lot in a.
Okay, the last card I haven't seen. Andy boards in 2 surgical extraction, 2 assassin's trophy, and I haven't seen the last card.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know. Is he playing a reclamation, a Rex Sage?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Because the Rex Sage could be okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a Green Sun Zenith able answer against many things.
Actually, I have no idea how to board with elves.
Yeah, I've
Against-
never played this deck
yeah.
for myself. Yeah.
I mean, what are the cards that you typically board out? I'm really not
Mm.
sure. I mean, sometimes I think you
It-
can cut natural orders against some decks.
Yeah, I think you cut natural. I mean, nowadays I don't think so, because with the Shepherds, natural order against fair blue decks aren't that bad.
Yeah,
Because
I
with
think
the
it
Shepherds,
shaves just.
you can.
Yeah,
shave,
I think so
you can
too.
Shave them, yeah.
Because it's if you're playing a combo deck for the first time or something like that, and you know, yeah, I have to play these sideboard cards.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have 8 of this card for this combo. I can cut 1. I have 8 card of this combo. I cut 1. So you get rid of some multiple of some of the cards. You have multiples of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gino said. You just cut some random elves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just shave it, and
Yeah.
You
It's-
can never go wrong with this.
it's the same with Hogak. You just shave some things.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you
Mhm.
shave the altars
Blackgust.
and black gusts, yeah, or a grave
Going
crawler.
down to 3
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm not sure about his name now, but
Which name?
the Hogak list that won the challenge, I think, 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Buck Hogak list from. He was on the Canadian Threshold podcast. I'm not sure about his name. He said
Okay.
also he often boards out one Hogak, so he shaves one Hogak.
Okay, yeah.
Personally, I've never done that because I think
Me neither, yeah.
it's the
it's
best
just
card.
the best enabler.
But
You need to hit it.
yeah, but
mean, the
he
second
said-
one in the
he
graveyard
said,
isn't that great.
3
I mean,
enough.
I think
most
it's
of the time.
fine if you really want to hedge against graveyard hate.
Yeah, he said.
Because Hogak is just a dead card if you have a leyline
Yeah.
facing you and you have no answer. Yeah? So I can see that actually. So
yeah,
the-
I need to try this. I haven't done this yet, but
I think it's
certainly
fine.
a possibility, yeah. And then again, the Once Upon a Time start
Okay.
and the Elvish Mystic. So there goes the Dark Depths.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully signed by our local artist Matthias Kolros.
Yep. He's also from Linz.
Yeah, it's from our hometown, so very nice.
And I think Otto has a Punishing Fire in hand.
At least he's representing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has it.
Okay.
And there it is.
Yeah,
There
I
goes the Mystic.
Yeah. You
Yeah, you have to do this.
You should always
Always,
bird,
bo-
yeah.
yeah,
Always
bolt
bolt the bird.
Yeah.
Or
A saying
fire the
as
Mystic.
old as time.
Yeah.
punish the mystic.
Yeah.
I think would be better. Exactly. The naughty mystic has to be punished,
But this will be only shown on our OnlyFans account.
which will be followed later in the after program.
Yeah. One of us has to cosplay the
Maybe.
mystic. Or it's okay to cosplay a cat lady or something like that.
Maybe.
Joel Rider.
Ooh.
And there is a Windsor Thief and a Kirin Ranger. And a Dark Depths.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
second one.
At least that means he has not 3 men available to recover the Punishing Fire and kill the Gwirin Ranger.
Yeah, but as we see in Stefan Hans, he has crop rotation
And one or two Sphere of Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
He shuffles it that fast, I can't see it actually.
So the idea would be either to crop or to
Yeah, the Crop Rod, yeah.
Mhm.
And bye-bye Depths.
Okay. Okay, it's just crop road for Tabernacle.
Might be.
Would be good, I think.
I completely forgot about the card. But I think this should be. Yeah.
And whoop, there it is.
Da-ba-dee-ba-da-da.
I mean that might be fine. As we see, Andreas has a Gas Cradle in his hand. He only has to pay 1 mana for the Korean Ranger. Maybe he can go or do something this turn. Punishing Fire is also down from Stefan.
Yeah, I mean
it's done.
it's a window for
Yeah,
Andy.
it's
That's
a window,
definitely
yeah.
true.
So
And I think you go for.
he
I
might
mean, you
be-
can't go for Dried Arborant, or do you go for it?
I don't think you should, because it's just a tapped land basically.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
just. I mean, if you have the Gas Cradle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And with the Queer
Then
Ranger, you
still
can
make-
untap
yeah,
untap
the
it.
Dry It Up, yeah.
So it's I think +1 mana, if I counted correctly.
But if you fetch for just a normal tool, it's also +1 mana at this point.
No, not with Cradle, no?
Not with Cradle and the Queer Ranger ability to untap it.
But that's you have to. It's a creature, so it enters the battlefield tapped, and then if you enter it, it's just 1 mana,
Yeah.
like a normal tool. So it doesn't do anything, unless you have a second ranger.
And I think now you can eat the. Can you eat? No, you can't.
No,
eat the...
it just.
Okay. He does it in response to.
He doesn't have.
It does it in response to the cast
Yeah.
of Scavenging Ooze.
I think this was maybe a misplay from Andreas. He should have untapped the Dried Upper beforehand, before casting the Scavenging Ooze, so that he would be able to. I mean, it basically wouldn't matter.
No, because even if he does that beforehand, he can just wait with it
Until Scavenging Ooze
until
gets cast.
Yeah.
until the
Yeah.
Groves tap
Yeah.
to announce the trigger, or he does it in response to it.
Yeah.
So if Scavenging Ooze resolves, it doesn't matter if he does it beforehand or after it,
Yeah.
because
That's
you
right.
have to wait after the priority shifts from Otter to Andy again after the trigger.
But at least he could have eaten the Mystic, so the Scavenging Ooze would be out of range of Punishing
I mean,
Fire.
he still can do it.
Yeah. With Untap, yeah, Dry It Up, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that was great.
That's rough.
Did he Crop Rod for the Wasteland? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's totally correct to do that. Gears Cradle is the only card that makes Tabernacle acceptable from the
Yeah.
elf side, and now it's just
Yeah. Gas Cradle makes Tabernacle to a Rishadan pot.
yeah.
And yeah, and now it's just a rough every
rough,
turn,
basically. Yeah.
which is
I'm not sure. Is this Italian tabernacle or is it?
I think
Is it
Stefan
English?
has an English one because he has it for a long time now.
Yeah.
And
So the question is, which creature do you kill with Punishing Fire? I would go for the Ranger, maybe.
I would go. I mean,
Yeah, the
if you go
Ranger.
for the, I mean,
Or
Okay, or the
sphere.
sphere.
Okay.
the sphere is rough too.
I
mean-
think it's fine to punish the Ranger actually.
Because it enables your mana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And with Tabernacle on the play, you have no mana if you choose to pay both for the Dryad and the Scavenging.
I think at this point you pay for the Dryad and the Ooze, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, in response to the trigger, you have. I think Andy has another land in hand, so you don't want to bounce the forest to keep the Quirn Ranger alive. But this could be a play too, so you can
Mhm.
hold on to every creature. Because you pay 1 mana with the Dryad Arbor, 1 mana with the forest, bounce the forest, untap the Dryad Arbor, tap the Dryad Arbor, Now you-
Replay the forest.
Yeah.
Mm.
and then you even can eat a Punishing Fire or the Mystic, and with that the Scavenging Ooze is now a 3/3, which would be okay.
It would be at least a clock. So
I think this would have been the correct play, but the problem is that the Dryad Arbor is, punishing fire able, so you can get rid of a lot of mana in this way.
actually, the only thing you need here is a lot of mana to keep the ooze growing.
Mhm.
And I think he does that because now you can even get rid of the Dryad Arbor,
Yeah.
and you have a 4/4, which means that he's on a little bit of a quicker clock now.
Okay.
You get in for
Yeah.
4 now, and next turn the Ooze is a 4/4, and the turn after, if the Grim Ranger gets removed, it's a 5/5, so it's Otte now effectively on a 3-turn clock, which should be okay. Never mind,
That's a good draw.
Okay, that hurts.
because he in 2 turns he can crack it, because you need 2 mana to put it up to 2, and then you need an additional mana to crack the
Yeah, end of turn he puts it
blaster.
up to 2, and in his turn he
on
cracks
next
it.
turn. Yeah, he cracks it.
So he basically gets
which-
1 attack in.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not enough.
And
No.
now you have the Tabernacle triggers, so you pay 2 mana.
You can. One thing to mention is that the sphere would also be killed.
Yeah, but this doesn't matter if Andy doesn't get anything on the board,
But
I
he's a-
think-
which it doesn't.
I think what Andy has to do here is to get the sphere killed and to win in 1 turn.
Yeah.
yeah, which happens if the Scavenging Ooze is the threat
Okay.
he's going on.
Yeah.
At the moment, so
Okay,
so the sphere will be removed.
Yeah, and then he has to try to glimpse
Yeah.
into a win.
He,
Okay.
he needs to draw a cradle and go for something big. Mhm.
okay.
Okay.
So he gets in for 4.
But Stefan needs 1 more mana to crack the blaststone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he needs now 2 turns for it.
Okay, there's the mana.
Okay, there's,
He now needs an
Um,
additional turn
was
because
there a misplay on the side of
Why?
of Stefan? No,
No,
he
no, he
paid
pays
3
three.
mana.
He paid
Okay,
three,
no,
okay.
this was fine.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I think that's just regrowth. The punishing fire, of course.
Before it gets eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He pays the more mana.
paid.
The question is now, I mean, he hasn't drawn a... It's hard now because...
Yeah.
Okay, he has to eat it because you want to get him down to 5. you have to pressure Stefan on using the blast zone.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So that you can get rid of Sphere of Resistance.
Because after Sphere you can do something.
The only thing Andy is needing here now would be probably a third land. He has a Symbiote in hand, a Mystic, a Surgical Extraction, and
Yeah, the surgical can get rid of the Punishing Fire, which would be huge. With Stefan passing here, I think you have to tap.
Yeah,
the one- you have
need
to
pay.
force.
You need to pay.
You need to pay. Yeah.
You need to pay so you can get rid of the Sphere.
With Stefan not playing lands, this is a good sign. Or that means that he's drawn additional spheres, which would be a bad sign.
That's true.
But if you can get Otter here to play a Punishing Fire for next turn and not having a growth up where you can surgically it, you are now in a okay spot, I would say. With mana and creatures then out. And yeah, welcome Dominic to the chat. He's back. Infected 1604.
Ah, welcome back. Cheers to that. A little bit of
That
thinking
viewer.
time.
So is Andrea thinking about paying for scavenging route?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think you have to. Always have to.
What is the reason not to? I don't
because
see any-
the scavenging ooze would be dead. Because the Juke, how's it called? The
Blast Zone?
The blaster would be dead on 2 if you have only 1-drops. But the problem is that you want to get
Rid of the sphere.
Yeah, yeah. You.
And it doesn't pay. Oh,
Okay,
I think
this,
that's
I
a
think
misplay.
that's
I think yeah. This is not the winning play. I think. Yeah.
No, that's probably a play not to lose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
the problem now
I
is.
mean, this is just a time walk because you have Punishing Fire,
Yeah.
and this does nothing, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, and now you can't even play the surgical
Mhm.
because
Yeah. Just
I think this is you have to pressure the sphere in that spot.
The Blast Zone also. I
Yeah,
think.
at
the
the
blast on the sphere,
Yeah.
and then you have still 1 mana left for surgicling the Punishing Fire if you place it next turn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you just have to pay it because end of turn you just can just play a 1-drop
Mhm.
and with that you can go on and you have now the surgical enabled for 0 mana.
yeah, the sphere should have.
The
been
red
gone.
card on the side of Otter is Valakut Exploration.
It's a new one from Zendika Rising.
It has landfall, I think.
Yeah, it's
Landfall.
landfall, and when
You exile the top card of a library, you can play that card
if
and-
it is a land.
if it is
No,
a I
no,
think you can
don't
just
think
play that
You can play that card.
because it's like a Sylvan library.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But end of turn, you put all those exiled cards to the graveyard, and each opponent loses
Gains 10 life.
that loses that much life.
Okay.
It's
It's slow, but it's a win con.
yeah. These are the 4 win conditions
Quite strong,
of
actually. Especially if you can combine it with Exploration.
Yeah,
it's the exploration duo.
Mm-hmm.
that's why I've seen also some lands lists with fetch lands now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Getting more value out of
Yeah.
Valakut's Exploration.
Okay, now we have a nurturing peatland.
Yes.
You can clearly see it because there's 2 abilities.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
Just on the artwork also.
Yeah, I haven't had it in mind, and I
Ah.
haven't seen the
I mean, I'm
the expeditions.
I'm the chant player here, so I basically know what that looks like from Modern.
Yeah, if I'm playing mostly Jeskai, so it's a little bit hard for me
A little bit is...
because
it's
I pretty
the
much
2 colors that you don't play.
never covered black in Magic.
It would be the
Wow.
same.
I mean,
That's my
I mean,
favorite
at
color.
least
wow, yeah,
no.
me too.
Yeah.
no, because I started on with Grixis. So no, it's green that was pretty hard for me. No, I played Team Delver in Modern,
me
so
it's- for me it's
it's
clear.
just a combination of black and black and green that
For
I
me,
never
it's
played.
clearly white. I typically don't play white at all.
Ooh. We now get rid of the tabernacle.
That's fine.
Let's see at
Then
top
he gets
deck.
landfall.
Lol.
And I think
I don't think that this will change anything actually.
I'm not even sure if not hitting sphere of resistance wouldn't have been better.
Yeah, that's also true.
I still think you need to get elf,
Mhm.
glimpse, elf, natural
Mhm.
order to behemoth and just attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the
yeah.
blast zone is now on 2.
Yeah, and Behemoth is just lethal.
Yeah. He's on 5, yeah?
Yeah.
He tries so hard to get something on the board that lives and
Yeah, and I think
and doesn't see the
you
winning line here.
you just get rid of the sphere.
I mean just is
Just this.
still very hard, yeah?
I mean,
to
he
win
had
in
the
this spot,
Assassin's
yeah?
Trophy, so he had the ability to get rid
Yeah.
of it. But yeah. Now with 2 Russian ports on the field, it's really hard for
Oh,
Elves
yeah.
to come back.
And the sphere.
And the sphere too. Which means he can't even play a 1-drop.
And he hasn't drawn a land.
I mean, he has the Behemoth in hand, but
Yeah, I think the play would have been to trophy the sphere, get some creatures onto the board, then trying to pay for the creatures, for the tabernacle triggers for a few turns, and maybe rip a cradle or something like that. And
Because the Valakut exploration just shoots into the face
then,
and can't go on planeswalkers or creatures. So he has just one punishing fire.
yeah,
And with 4 lands he can just shoot one. So if he goes if you can play 3 creatures, he can put them down on 3.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And if he plays another one, he can put it down on 1 and has
Yeah.
a 3-turn clock.
yeah,
yeah. But I think we all started with the small misplay on the side of
not
Andy
paying for the ooze.
not paying
yeah.
for the ooze, which would got rid of the sphere. And yeah, I mean, it's harsh to say that. But,
yeah, it's
but I
always if you recap something like that,
Yeah.
and you look from outside
yeah.
into the game,
Mhm.
it's very easy to point out mistakes or something.
Yeah.
But when you're in the heat of the battle, it's always very hard. I mean,
Be-
I make a lot of misplays, and
yeah,
it's the same for
Definitely.
me. Yeah, but it's I think if Andy watches us,
Mhm.
which he is.
okay, then I think it's good for people that's standing outside to
Yeah. To see the
to see the mistakes and
Yeah.
to call it out, so you can learn from it.
Yeah.
I always love it when people do that when they're watching my plays.
Yeah.
So
And-
I always want to learn and improve myself
Yeah.
and getting better at this. So
Yeah, and for me, it's I try to do that for every game, or for most of the games where I have the possibility
Yeah.
to see and a small or a big misplay to point out what would have been the inside the mind of Andy, which in this case we pointed out because he was most likely thinking, because if he blows up the blast zone, it doesn't matter if I pay the mana for
yep,
For-
I
for
think
my
he just
card.
has forgotten about the sphere.
yeah, I think so too.
And just getting rid of sphere would have turned the tides, I think.
Because it allows for so much more mana on the side of
Andy.
on the side of Andy, and
Yeah.
and with that you can do something, and yeah,
Like the meme, it's something.
I mean,
Yeah.
oftentimes you win with something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've played versus Elves where they just
I take
land.
you, I take you.
No, just play a land and I'm dead. Whoa,
Yeah.
the fuck.
Yeah, or just playing creatures, attacking with them, and then you're dead. Not
Oh, that
casting a
happens so
glimpse,
often.
not casting a natural order, and not having a gas cradle, just having just simply
Li-
one
li-
ones
like
and two-twos.
like Gino has done versus you during breach times.
yeah. I
yeah.
have to say this now on stream. and we have a little bit time. We transitioned now to the big picture of us.
To the discussion, yeah.
And
Tell the story. That's really
this
really
was
great.
amazing. It was in the time where Breach was getting really, really good. I think this was February or something like that.
Last year.
This year.
Oh, this year. Ah, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
Breach was this year. The Okumeta
flies.
started
Time
afterwards.
Yeah.
And there was Breach the new hotness, and I played it. It was the first versions without Divine Reclamations and without Intuition and Divine Reclamations.
Yeah.
And it
It was
felt
not the
great.
build that Tovaris has built, so.
Yeah, it's started later out. And
Is it Cheska actually?
Yeah, it was Cheska.
yeah.
Okay, I can't
I
remember.
was playing Grapeshaw's main deck because I really liked the ability to win against Show and Tell main deck. And I just enjoyed the time there. And it was in Bratislava, Gene already said in chat. And we played.
It was a Legacy Open.
It was a Legacy Open of the Austrian Legacy Series
Legacy Championship.
or Legacy Championship.
Yeah.
And it's in, I think it was round 5 or something like that. I went over him with 2 wins on turn 2 or turn 3, something like that, and in the finals. Match 1, game 1, I lost against 4 1-1s or 5 1-1s from Elves. This was all we were doing because it was mostly searching for the combo and not doing anything, and he haven't found anything himself and just played small Elves.
But sometimes that's enough, yeah.
He won on turn 5 or turn 6, something like that, and I haven't found anything. In, I think, game 2, I went over him on turn 1 or turn 2 with the combo, and game 3 was the same as game 1. it was amazing.
I think you played 11 cantrips or 9 cantrips
I think
during
played
the game.
12.
Yeah, but during that game,
Yeah,
you played cantrip and cantrip and cantrip
I
and
tried
cantrip.
to find something,
But
but
it didn't find anything, and he just
my cantrip found a cantrip, and it
goes to
doesn't
town
matter.
with his 1-1s and 2-2s and just hits you and pings you and
Yeah,
and you're dead.
it was amazing. So good stories. But I have to go shortly to administration because I think we got a new follower.
Again, so very, very cool.
Do we have one?
I have confirmation about Andy Muda or Andy Munda
Andy Munda, yeah.
following the chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Great.
you. You got the following that.
Woo!
Oh my god, that's so twin.
2018.
2018 or
No, I think this was way before 2018.
but I'm 30. I'm allowed to do this.
What
So-
about us then? we just
You need to be more hip than me. So
I think it's kind of hipster, so it's
But at
okay.
least we're not the youngest anymore, so we don't have to follow any new trends.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can pick the old ones and just use it.
Yeah, that's fine for us also. Okay.
Okay, I think we start now with the next round.
Round number 3 of the day 5. Yeah. It's Markus Schmidhuber on Backdelver versus Fabian Schweikhofer, and he's playing Stryfo pile with Yorion.
Oh yeah.
Just for clarification, sometimes the names get
Switched up.
not really switched up, but
Really?
the first names and the last names are not often in the right
Order.
position, in right order. Yeah,
Okay.
So the last name is the first name.
it should be the first. It should be the one first in line should be the
Last name.
the first name, and the next one should be the last name.
I mean,
And that's clearly not the case. Also, in the match before, Stefan.
it was Stefan Otte, and
Yeah.
now it's Schmidhuber Markus. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get the point. But it's for us Austrians or Germans, for
Yeah,
all of
it's
us,
easy,
it's really
but-
difficult.
yeah.
But if you remember, if you have to sign a document or something like that, if you have to write it's called Vorname
Yeah.
in German, which means pre-name, which is Peter for me, or
Yeah.
Philip for you, and it's always the second thing. There is Name, just name, and then pre-name.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
true,
always
that's true, yeah.
at first wrote Peter in name, and then I see Okay, prename. Okay, new document.
Yeah.
Blank. Peter.
But yeah, so let's take a look into the matchup.
Yeah, I think. How do you think about the matchup? Is there Bug or Stryfo
I
favorite?
think I'm personally not a big fan of these 80 card lists, and I think there's a lot of air in this list.
Yeah.
So I think Bugdelver can get a strong tempo win
Here, Even
at some point.
yeah, even if Bugdelver isn't the most tempo oriented
Yeah, that's
shell,
true.
so
So Rugdelver would be better for that
Yep.
purpose
Yeah.
specifically.
Because of that, I think it's way closer,
Mhm.
and I think I lean a little bit on the side of. No, I don't lean on the side of Stryfo because I think. Because I think that the removal of Stryfo doesn't line up that great against Bugdelver. Because you have a Gurmag Anglers and Tamagotchis on the side of Bugdelver, and
does he
these.
still play the Gurmag?
I think he plays Mandrills,
Yeah.
if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
But Manuel still doesn't get
Yeah,
rid
of course, yeah.
with.
And there's the fatal
Okay,
push.
okay, he's playing pushes. I thought he.
I mean, it's 80 cards, you gotta play something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And of course, you can play push then.
Okay, but push doesn't get rid of the anglers too.
Of course not.
And the mandrels
But
too.
he does play trophies.
Yeah.
Stryfo likes to play
It's
trophies.
Okay.
it's non-white, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's non-white.
It's non-white. Yeah.
Yeah, but the punishing fire doesn't line up that well against these
Yeah,
threats.
but
I
Stryfo
think
has
this
a
list
lot of...
has 4 Duck Faden.
Yeah, you need 4
I'm
because
pretty sure. Yeah.
he's playing normally. I think 3.
Yeah, and with 80 cards you need 4. Yeah.
You need 4
Yeah,
deck
it's
Faden and
just
4 punishing fire.
Crazy in my mind. 4 Duck
Yeah.
Faden.
Yeah, man, it's just the 80 card
Yeah.
restriction, of course.
Yeah, it's
Thoughtseize, okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but the hand is
Punishing fire. What's the invocation? Is it?
it's
Force of
Force of
Will.
Will.
Is it Force of Will? Yeah.
I would take a punishing fire here.
Best card to pick here.
No, I
Push,
think it's
yeah.
just push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on what creature you have in your hand, but okay.
I go for the bundles also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Grove's punishing fire, the cling to dust, which is good. It can shrink the Goyfs.
And he has does he have
Another
another
Delver.
Delver or,
Yeah.
or what's this?
And I kind of
yeah.
disagree here. If you don't want to slam the Delver here, I think you
Yeah,
have to ponder here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Ponder
Because
would be
the
better.
brainstorm without a
fetch
fetch
land.
in hand is just way worse than pondering.
Yeah,
And
and the
this-
shuffle would be so good in this spot.
Yeah,
When you ponder and you see brainstorm push brainstorm and you're just like
is this an end of turn
Yeah,
it
this was
end
a-
of turn.
if you have the option of end of turn brainstorm into something or going ponder, it's just way better to ponder. It would be a different situation if he has a spell pierce in hand or a spell snare.
Yeah. Then
Then
course.
I agree with him, but
But
I
I
wouldn't
don't-
agree with end of turn brainstorm. It's
And,
more the way.
and in this spot, I also don't agree with bluffing it or representing spell piece.
Also another brainstorm. I'm not sure why he has placed the second one if he still has the ponder in hand.
I mean, maybe this is just a brainstorm ponder.
Okay,
plan.
okay, yeah, that's okay.
Brainstorm ponder would be okay because I think he kind of liked his top 2 cards, which he put back.
Yeah.
And I see there a point in being okay.
Yeah, you don't
And
want any
shuffle,
of these,
shuffle.
of course. Yeah, it's just shuffle.
Yeah, the removal isn't
You
needed
need
against
a
Stryfo.
Mandrills, I think, or
You need a threat.
Tamagotchi. Yeah, and you need a threat that can't be
Even an
punished.
Oko.
Oko would be also quite good, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But you need a threat other than the Delver.
and what I really miss in back lists is always nowadays the Dreaded Arcanist.
Yeah,
Because it's just the problem is that I think Bug was always the more favored list in and Marco said he played Anglers, not Mandrills.
Okay, yeah.
ah, okay.
But I think Arcanist is just a card that is so good in the mid to late game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and Bagdelver was always the better mid to late game deck, and nowadays with Ragdelver having the better mid to late game threat. I mean, it gets stonewalled by Gomaganglas, which is good, but you have Bolt attack with Arcanist, recast the Bolt Angler, and now the Angler is dead, which would have been not really possible prior to Dragon
I have a
Arcanist.
question. Does Stryfo play Oko? Of course, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Then I would not have played this decay, I think. It has been played
I
on
think
the...
Stryfo plays Okra. I mean,
Yeah,
it
you
would-
have
it
to
would-
play Oko. I think it would be
It's
dumb
wrong
to
not play
play
Okra
it.
here. Yeah.
I mean, the decay
That's
was
fair,
fine.
isn't it?
Yeah, because this would be a better decay target, for example.
And there you go, discarding Punishing Fire.
I mean, it's just a Force of Will pitch
Okay.
and Delver in its spot, and then casts the Oko next turn on the side of
the
Marcus.
decay on the Astrolab, I think basically does nothing.
Yeah,
And
because
now-
It would be okay if you have a Wasteland in hand.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
yeah. So you still get rid of the colors.
But the Dark Faden is now 2-for-1 at least. Man,
Yeah, if you cast
Slam the Oko. Oh my
And I
god.
think this should-
was just a
no
bam.
blue cards in the hand of Fabian.
Yeah, that's that's 80 cards.
I would have played the Tamogorf in response instead, I think.
Is it a Tamagotchi in his hand?
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
Tamogorf is left inside of Marcus' hand.
Yeah, he has so many
Okay.
To
cards.
bait the force.
Okay, he played a Brainstorm now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what is. I mean, he has a.
The trophy.
Okay, he has the trophy, so it's kind of okay.
I think he plays 2 or 3 trophies even.
Yeah,
So he has a
Yeah.
lot of answers to everything.
and also decays.
Mm-hmm.
Is he playing 1 or 2 Parablast's main deck?
Not sure, but Whale, I think. Whale of Summer.
Mm.
Because it cantrips.
You need
Yeah.
everything that cantrips.
Yeah. Also some Cling to Dust.
Cling the Dust is already in his graveyard, yeah.
Due to that reason.
And I think Cling to Dust is just okay in fair matchups.
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
Can
how
we have a
big is the
Tamogorf?
Tamagotchi?
It's Planeswalker, Instant
It should be
Sorcery, land.
6/7 because you have Artifact with Astrolab and Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six,
Should-
seven.
should be
It's
6/7
just enchantment missing.
Yeah.
And tribal.
and travel.
Childman Trouble, yeah.
And I think it's 6/7 because 8/9 is the biggest
Yeah.
it can get.
Very, very beautiful lands from Fabian here.
Yeah. That's the bling that you want.
He's
In my
playing
opinion,
at least
I'm not a foil guy, but I'm
a black border guy.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
a white border guy.
I don't have the money. I'm a
Some
white
of them
border
blue
guy.
spiders.
If you see me on stream anytime, you will surely see my white border basics.
So you need to put on sunglasses when you see
Fabian or and
Philip-
this deck,
no, you and him because it's shining white.
Yeah. What I really like about white border cards is that it's so easy to fetch.
yeah,
them.
that's just so
It's
great.
It's just an upgrade.
I love the utility you have behind that the white bordering. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for control decks because you're saving time.
No, not just for saving time. It's just annoying if you look through your whole deck and you
and you can't find the
you
land
can't
you're
find
searching for,
the basics or the duels.
Okay. I'm mostly looking at this from a
aesthetic point of view. Yeah,
Uh,
I totally get it. Yeah,
as the and the benefit is just a technical one for me.
Yeah.
Annoying or not is not of big concern for me.
Okay.
Personally.
I love it when I can tilt people with it.
No,
So
I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, from my own deck, yes, but not from the
I
deck.
have to go to administration.
No. Peter's getting a real workout here.
Okay.
What do we have?
We got a new follower in the name of Winchy Gaming.
thank you very much for following. Woo,
Thank you.
Great.
Following that.
The administration face palms now.
I think this is the new thing that you have to do all the time now.
Yeah, probably.
Peter, we're sorry for that, but that's the way.
But
it is.
the new Debba.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. You need to do this every
Bring
time.
back 2018.
It's okay.
Better times. Pre-War of the Spark.
And-
Was it pre-War?
But we
Yeah.
got a
COVID.
shout out for you
Pre-COVID,
from
yeah.
Vinci Gaming. So Servus Viking Phil. So
Oh.
That's true. Getting
So-
closer and closer, yeah.
Closer to
Yeah.
Ragnar, yeah. That's
the Ragnar cosplay.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Halloween is right around the corner, so
Something to work on.
I mean, without the beard, I think you're more the Corey Taylor type.
oh yeah, for sure. Corey Taylor is just so great.
Yeah.
He's one of the
But
greatest
with
singers.
the beard, it's quite Ragnar.
The Ragnar impression.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
the Uvo Uro.
Has he got rid of the Astrolabe now?
Yeah,
Because-
a long time ago with 30k.
Yeah. Nah, from the graveyard.
From the graveyard.
Oh, sorry,
because
sorry. Okay,
it
yeah.
would shrink the Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I think he has 2 Force of Wills now in hand, which means that even a Fatal Push draw on the side of Marcos wouldn't get rid of that. Uro.
And there's a land from the top.
Okay.
Or nah, it's just his
Yeah.
split card.
Del-
The white, yeah, nah.
The
it's
white card on
the,
top.
The white sleeves are very misleading sometimes.
Okay, no, he hasn't got rid of the Astrolabe, which is a misplay on the side of Fabian.
Ah, okay.
Because now the Uro is not big enough to block the Goif, right?
Yeah.
It's still a 6/7, yeah.
Yeah,
Ah, that's not.
because
Not
the casting cost of, how is it called? The escape card is 4 mana, I think,
Yeah.
for how's it called?
King's Dust.
Cling to Dust.
Oh, yeah, it's 4 mana.
Yeah.
3 generic and 1 black, yeah? But you can blade. I think,
Oh,
I think he also.
and Harkas Force of Will.
Force of
And
negation. Hardcast Force of negation. Okay.
wonderful stack interaction here. I really like this.
And this is stack based magic now.
Yeah.
That's why we play
Uh,
Legacy.
Did he exile the force? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He put the Force.
in
Exiled.
exile.
Yeah.
Okay. Days, yeah.
And
Not good enough. Yeah.
there is winning Stryfo pile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to go early with Bagdel in this matchup because Stryfo Pile is, I think, just better in the
Look at this huge pile of cards. I'm not sure. Does he use hard sleeves or KMC hard sleeves? Or
I think so, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I use hard sleeves, so my decks are always huge, and people think it's like a commander deck. But I mean, I got big hands, so I can't
and you know what that means.
either.
I know what I'm talking. Okay.
yeah, that means I can really shuffle my deck.
So you can. So
Deck.
you say that you can shuffle those.
But for sure, it's your commander deck.
I mean, we have to pick
Yeah.
up the second pile of cards.
Oh, the feeling
you-
is
The feeling is
great.
just way too good.
Put the whole thing in your hand.
Oh my god, you are too good for me. But it's always
But let's
almost
catch.
Yeah.
impossible with 100 cards, yeah.
Yeah, 100 cards are just, I think,
Imagine
annoying.
this with KMC hard sleeves. Oh god.
Let's catch the sideboarding. I think
Yeah.
Yeah,
if we can.
I think it's pretty fast on the side of Fabian.
Yeah, Fabian plays this pile almost exclusively, I think, now for the last some months.
Yeah.
I mean, at
Oh,
least.
I mean, he
control
had
decks.
some periods where
always-
he played the Mentalist.
Yeah, but you always played a Cheskai or Miracles or Snow Coalist or
Yeah.
something controlly in
Yeah.
Okay.
that direction.
He's boarding in house called the one green enchantment. The flower.
Carpet of
thingy.
Flowers?
Carpet of Flowers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of course, yeah. That's.
Yeah,
a quick
it's just
start
good
there.
in the matchup. And yeah, Winchi, as the viewers already answered, it's a pre-recorded event. This
Mhm.
is streamed live on each Friday.
Mhm.
And normally I will recast these alone on Monday evening 2030 CEST. And yeah, for the fifth event we plan a special episode where we recast it together from the In Response a Legacy podcast. We are the 3 hosts of this, and yeah, I think we maybe can make it more often a possibility
Yeah,
to do
for
that.
sure. For sure, yeah. It's very fun, and it's quite great to
Yeah.
comment on this.
Yeah.
I really get it why you do it. So
Yeah. And together 3, the flow is just
I think
more
yeah,
there.
it's easier to just get into it. Yeah.
Okay, we have Marcos deciding to hate on Punishing Fire mostly from what I'm seeing.
okay.
He wants to bring in Surgicals.
I mean, they hate against Ur too, which is a
Yeah,
big point.
and additionally, additional Oko, Leovold, Library, which all seem
He,
like good
yeah.
additions to the deck.
he puts
Yeah.
out the 2 Force of Negations, which I think is right.
I think Force of Negation might be better than Force of Will. I would rather cut the Force
Cut
of
2
Will.
forces. Ah, okay,
Yeah,
I can
because
get
Force
it.
of Negation can exile a Punishing Fire.
Oh,
and-
yo,
and-
yeah, that's
and-
And
good
you
trade,
can more easily hardcast
Yeah,
it.
I think
Mm.
Force of Will is just worse in that spot, so I think I would rather keep the Force of Negations.
I could even
One thing I-
but I could even you could even make a point about cutting 1 or 2 daisies.
I mean, on the plate,
I'm a fan
it's,
of never cutting daisies in a Delver deck. Personally.
Okay.
I think you should never do that.
I think it's okay to cut them on the draw.
Not all.
Not all.
I
Uh,
think
Bra-
I
think
cut
it was-
2 on the draw.
I think it was
wouldn't-
Brian Koval on the Eternal Glory podcast who said he always cuts Force of he shaves Force of Will or days depending on
the
play or draw.
I think he's playing 2 days for Force of Will on the draw and 4 days 2 Force of Will on the play. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. I think the maximum
and-
I would have shaved would be one on the draw
Okay.
to have a statistical
1 in the...
one-off per
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
But I think Daisy is even good in multiples. If you have a really tempo game plan,
Yeah.
and sometimes 2 days are really backbreaking, and
Yeah. And I think against
I don't know.
Stryfo Pile, they are mostly operating on maximum mana turn
Yeah.
or something like that.
yeah,
But one thing is that a few of the answers of Fabian in Stryfo Pile are abrupt decays, and against that, Daisy isn't that great.
of course not. Yeah,
Yeah, but you
But-
can maximum play 4 DKs. So
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
with
I
80
think-
cards,
and
I
it's,
think he doesn't play 4.
I think it's-
I think
Maximum
he's
two-
playing a
2 or
3-3
3.
split, like
Yeah.
between Assassin's Trophy and Abrupt Decay, because you need a lot of removal
Yeah,
in this kind of deck.
yeah, even with Punishing Fire.
Even with Punishing Fire, because Punishing Fire is a win condition and only a small removal spell.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, against Bug Delver, there is only 4 creatures that are able to get Punishing Fired, and these are the Delvers.
Delvers, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think against Bug Delver, Punishing Fire is as it worst. I mean, against Rug Delver, it doesn't get rid of anything either, because the
Yeah.
Arcanists are just bigger because it's a 1/3. I mean,
Yeah.
prior it would have been the Pyromancer.
sure.
Yeah.
But nowadays with the Arcanists now, I think you just have to accept that Punishing Fire is only a win condition.
Yeah, Punishing Fire just does not enough. I think.
Yeah. It's just the best continuous remove spell against elves,
Yeah.
but against elves it's too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's also why I think Punishing Fire isn't really good situated in the meta now. So
yeah,
Bolt is just way better.
yeah,
Even Stefan, who played Lance, said he just played his Drop of Honey in the sideboard
Yeah.
because he had it,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks a single Lightning Bolt as sideboard would be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. I mean, the Drop of Honey is kind of okay against elves, I think.
yeah, he brought it in, so I think
Yeah.
it's good.
Sure.
But I
You
mean,
have
he
it.
would have brought it in the Lightning Bolt too, because he,
Yeah,
he wants
it's also
the
great, yeah.
turn 1 removal spell. But yeah, it's
And concerning Punishing Fire, this is just the Stryfo Pile special.
yeah.
The
It's just
interaction
the
with
value.
Darkbane,
It's just so much value.
Yeah. It's just part of the deck and what defines the deck in
Yeah.
some way.
Mm.
And I mean, it defines his playstyle.
Of course.
And that's cool about Legacy, that someone can have, I mean, we can call it fringe or an interesting deck choice, I
Mhm.
would say. And with him,
I really like the term off the wall sometimes
yeah,
for this.
with
yeah.
with an off the wall deck list, and I think it's really really cool. I mean, it's
Mhm.
the same for me. I'm not as accomplished with my deck or something like
Yeah.
that. But I'm playing a deck list which isn't meta, which is a brew, and it expresses my play style in playing Legacy, and I really, really enjoy that.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a really, really huge brew lover, so
Yeah.
I'm always brewing some
This has to
sick
be a shuffle,
ideas.
I think.
I
I'm sorry
haven't
to
seen.
interrupt you, but
Yeah.
Marcus has played a Ponder.
Okay.
Oh,
We
Uh,
keep that. I
Uh,
think you want to get a threat.
Fred, yeah.
Yeah.
But he has Oko.
Okay, which is
notably.
okay.
So basically, his game plan now is to
Resolve an Oko.
Here I
Resolve
would
Oko.
daze the Astrolabe. I think dazing it. I mean, no, with him not having a threat.
He doesn't have a threat, yeah.
If he goes turn 1 Delva and he goes
But
turn 1
what do you
Asteroid,
want
then
to do with the daze now? Because if
Protect the Oko mostly.
but does it protect the Oko?
I'm not sure.
Because
But,
the remove
the-
spell against
Based on the decisions Marcus made with the Ponder, I think Oko is the plan
is
now.
the plan now.
And
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if you want to daze an Astrolabe at this point.
Does he have enough mana to cast the Oko?
I think so, yeah. I think he
Mm.
has 2 additional lands.
Okay.
And with the Ponder, he found, I think, Decay, Force, and Flusterstorm. So these are all protection spells
I mean,
without the Decay to
yeah.
Protect the
Yeah, that's
The
the
Oko.
Fluster Storm, yeah.
Oko. Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have Fluster up if you cast the Oko on turn 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's the
if
reason
you
why
cast the Oko on turn
that's
3,
the reason why
daze
I
is
would
dead.
keep the days for protecting the Oko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
But if you cast the Oko on turn 3, the daze is dead against the removal spells.
Sure.
So you have now Force pitching the daze, which means it's a blue card you can pitch
I would still pitch to Fluster.
or pitch a Fluster,
Yeah.
which is
I think that's better.
you pitch one of
because
those.
you don't have the mana up for Flustering.
Yeah, well,
And-
let's see.
Yeah.
The Oko is basically the game plan at this point.
Yeah, and if the Oko fails, which it will, because we know that Fabian has the Abrupt Decay in hand,
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
that's bad, yeah.
that's not a good.
Does Marcus play Whale of Summer in his 75?
I don't think so.
I also don't
I
I
think he-
haven't seen it from Delver decks because the problem is that Whale of Summer is such a reactive card.
Yeah.
It's just not a proactive card,
course,
and
yeah.
and you need proactive cards in Delver. Okay, I thought I've seen a Abrupt Decay on the side of Fabian.
Maybe that's not the case, but certainly will dig with the deck for it.
And I think this is now the days on the side of Marcus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you sure have to daze this now.
This is just so good.
Otherwise, the days will be
Useless.
Useless.
The
just
daze
a
gets
force fodder.
worse every turn you don't play it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
the
is-
case. Okay.
This is good on the side of Schmiedi, Marcus now. And Marcus said he doesn't play well.
Yeah.
It's
it
just
would
way
be-
too reactive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it's
be
a place of
surprised.
Flusterstorm, yeah.
But it is a possibility. But I also agree it's not that great.
Okay.
in Delver.
Yeah, it's as I said with Philip some time ago when I played my 4-color Painter Brew, I have to cut one of Pyroblast or Whale of Summer, and it's just if you want to have a reactive card or a
Mhm.
proactive card.
Mm.
And I wanted to get rid of a reactive card, and because of that I had to cut the Whale of Summer. Okay.
Okay, getting Yorion.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
I really like the Wasteland here
So
because
this-
you
Yeah, the
You-
second Wasteland now is
you
amazing
could.
too.
Oh yeah,
That's
really
good,
great.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
You can keep him off his 3 mana.
Yeah.
Or his mana for Abrupt Decay here.
And he kind of knows that Fabian doesn't have Decay Trophy or anything other.
Because he would have played it
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So the good old have a threat and Wasteland your opponent out of the game.
But as it seems, Fabian has a lot of lands in his hand.
Yeah.
Mm,
I think there's at least a 1 Caracas, a fetch land, another growth.
in a grove, yeah.
Yeah. That's the other possibility if you get
Oh
Yorion
yeah, he
on
has
turn 3.
a lot of.
What is this here?
Drown in the lock, it kills one of the elks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gets flustered, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's,
Sure.
that's really good, yeah.
That's good use of Flusterstorm because otherwise
It
Flusterstorm
would
can
be
also
dead,
be
yeah.
kind of dead at some
Mm.
point.
because it just triggers counters instant sorceries.
Okay, we
Yeah.
have the Pyroblast now, but
And
it doesn't
that
get
was
rid
it.
of the creatures.
So it's
Elves.
1-1 now
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the first game today that went to or
to,
goes
to the
three.
third game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah. Yeah, the plan did work out quite well for Marcus to just resolve an Oko and protecting it. Sometimes that's enough. And like we saw here from Stryfo Pilot's one weak part, there's a lot of air, or with this 80 card lists, sometimes you just draw the wrong half of your
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
In this case, maybe Fabian just drew too many lands, I think, from at
Yeah.
least what we saw.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a statistical
He
problem.
really needed the deck fade to resolve, actually.
Yeah.
I think he might had to wait a turn for that, but I'm not sure.
I mean, what does the deck fame do?
He could have
stolen the not the clue, the food.
The,
No,
the
no,
food
no.
token
No, no,
at first,
the-
but then it dies
he-
to the.
my point is, he played the deck fade on turn 3. He could have rather got his Yorion on the turn and then played deck fade on turn 4 with which gets around days.
But the problem is, if he plays it on turn 4,
Mhm.
the Elk is now on the field and will kill
The deck fade.
the deck Faden on the following turn.
Yeah, that's
And if you
another
play it
problem,
on turn 3, you can steal the food token,
yeah.
which would negate one cycle of
of Oko.
Oko.
Mhm.
And with that, you maybe can do something.
Mhm.
Because then the
that's what I
following turn,
thought
you can draw
he-
two turns.
He
And
would
I
have
think
done.
this is also a quite good example of how strong Daisy is actually.
Yeah.
Even in such matchups like in these control matchups where you
Yeah.
might think that Daisy is just a deck card, I think Daisy is probably the card
Yeah.
that won Marcus the game here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And,
Yeah.
and that's the reason I would never cut Daisy.
Yeah,
Also on the draw.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the exact.
you
example
never
why.
cut all four. I
And
mean you You can
basically,
shave it,
I would say
but-
never cut any, but okay.
okay, yeah.
I mean, I think I said it after game 1. The problem for Stryfo piles and the controlled piles is that, and that's because not Whale Days is effective against them.
Yeah.
They mostly operate on maximum mana for
Yeah.
every turn.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit hard to play against it, but yeah,
And with
Well,
a mulligan on Marcus' side,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
and probably keep on Fabian's side.
If Marco shuffles it the way Fabian had to shuffle,
I
Vial.
see Underground Sea, a Grove of the Burn Willows,
I think even 2 groves,
2 groves.
maybe, but I might be mistaken.
Okay. I wasn't that fast at glimpsing into his hand.
Yeah,
So-
we'll see.
We'll see how the match goes now. It's definitely interesting that in kind of a matchup because it's, and I think it was 2 basic islands.
At least 1, yeah. I'm not sure.
It's certainly the
A lot of lands, actually.
Yeah.
most interesting matchup we have today.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Okay,
the
no,
one
it's a
side.
brainstorm in the
Yeah.
in an island.
Brainstorm Island, okay. So putting a lot of weight on that brainstorm for Fabian's side, I think, for this hand.
No, he had an
Underground.
I think it's an Uro on the left side on his hand.
Yeah,
And-
but 5 lands, a brainstorm, and Uro just means you need brainstorm to resolve, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like those hands against.
Yeah.
I mean, against back Delver not necessarily, but against mid range, it's okay. I
I
think.
think also against Delver, one of the best things you can do against Delver is just playing your lands.
Yeah.
And it's all quite, in my opinion, underrated.
Yeah.
I know it from the Storm side, and
Always play your land
yeah,
drops.
you just have to be conservative. Just develop your land base and then find a spot where you can go off. And I think the same is true for this control deck. You need enough lands to get around the soft permission of days, any spell pierces, I don't know.
Yeah.
To be wasted out of the game, you have to prevent that. And
Yeah.
the best thing to do here is just playing your lands.
Definitely. And now
The
with,
library.
I mean, library is kind of okay if it resolves.
You dazed it here? I'm not sure. Maybe
No, not the brainstorm here. No.
I don't think so. Either, yeah.
I think, yeah, it depends.
No, I don't think so. No.
Nah.
No, not the brainstorm, but whatever could follow up. A
Yeah,
spell pierce.
that-
A spell
now-
pierce would be definitely dazed
Yeah,
because
sure.
you want the library
But,
to resolve.
Stryfo should not play spell pierce, right?
No, they don't play spell pierce. No.
Yeah.
I think
They
they're
play the
playing
Seven
Pyroblast or
Forces
something like that.
Pyroblasts, but not spell pierce.
And with that, the 1 mana wouldn't be tapped, so the daze wouldn't matter.
That's true.
But maybe we can see another 3-drop getting dazed now. Okay, this is a lightning bolt.
And there's the Uro.
And if Marcus has the daze, it will definitely be counted. And
He
I th-
has
He has a
daze.
daze. He has a daze. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not sure if resolving it is the right.
I think it's wrong.
Yeah, because like, this means that the daze is basically useless at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
He gets the extra land. He can always play his 3 drops into his daze.
Yeah, it's because he wants to surgical, but even if he dazes it, he can still surgical it.
Yeah.
So
That's not the point either here.
nah, you always want to you daze that and then surgical it.
Yeah, the hand.
The free
hand
life
is
and
great.
the extra land drop are so valuable for Fabian here.
The one thing that might be okay to do is if you only have the daze for your Force of Will to pair as a blue card.
Yep.
Then you might want to keep the daze, and it's your only other blue card that you can pitch. But
I think he's playing 3 Oko, 3 Uro or something like that in Stryfo pile.
3 Okos,
Mm.
3 Oros, and also 3 Okos.
And for Dark Faden.
For Dark Fane, yeah.
Or isn't he playing no Okos?
That's 4 Oros actually also.
No Oko.
I think I haven't seen any Oko.
That's
Okay.
probably not right. I think this list needs at least 2 Okos.
Or, if this list is strong as it is, this might be the best control deck after the Oko ban.
Wow, for sure, for sure.
If
Yeah.
there is a Oko ban.
Yeah.
I'm
Could be.
certainly sure that this weekend, Eternal Weekend on Magic Online,
Yeah.
will probably be the last event from Oko, the last big event.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
On Twitter, I see everyone just jamming league after league with Ragdelver, everywhere. Ragdelver is just everywhere. And if it exceeds a certain threshold, Oko will get the hammer.
It's
it's
just enough.
Yeah. And a lot of guys are now new to Legacy, for especially for this tournament, because with the Gods account you are
Yeah.
provided with from MTGO. It's just so easy to
play the best deck.
play the best deck.
Mm.
And Brian Cook said it in the Eternal Glory podcast. It's just that Ragdelver is the best deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the
I
best
mean,
deck, yeah.
he won. He went to top 8 in 3 consecutive Legacy challenges, and he went with TS with Ragdelver. He
And with
won
Snoko.
both of those, and Snoko in top 4. And he said Snoko is just so much worse than Ragdelver. It's just unbelievable. It's just a deck where you have so many small decisions to make, and in Ragdelver you can just slam every threat you have, and it's the correct
Dread of
play.
Darkness. Oh, Flashback Brainstorm. Oh, Flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so far ahead. My hand is now. God, do what you want.
it's just it, and for
Yes.
that
Every threat is just a must answer.
you have to must answer the Arcanist, you have to must answer the Oko, the Delver and the Tarmogoyf are such so good, efficient threats on a damage perspective, and
The thing is, I have seen some people argue that Oko ban would not weaken Ragdelver enough because you need to hit Arcanist with it also.
Yeah.
But against this, I'm also not sure
Mm.
because I think if you get the Oko out of Ragdelver, then Chalice strategies will get
Oh, yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
And with a resolved Chalice, you can have your 1/3 Dreadhorde Arcanist because it just doesn't do anything anymore.
Might be the return for Stompy decks.
Yeah,
that actually,
for sure.
Oko ban, yeah.
and I mean,
And that's the one that historically preys on any Delver strategy.
Yeah.
definitely.
Like Blood Moons, Dragon Stompy, or
Trinispheres.
Trinispheres.
Anything
I
like
mean, they're more.
Oko can just handle everything
Yeah.
from this deck, so they're practically now gone.
Yeah.
besides the Titan Stompy list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but something that we have to keep in mind that nowadays there are more Force of Wills in the form of Force of Negation in the Delver strategies, which means they are more likely to have an answer to the opposing turn 1 Chalice.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Definitely.
okay. But once it resolves it, it's they don't have three main deck answers. It's
This is just too much.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so we have an Elk, an Oko in the Sylvan Library on the side of Buck Delver against a small Scavenging Ooze.
Doesn't look really great.
No, not really.
I'm not sure here. I think this might be still. I think
It's winnable. It's definitely winnable.
The only problematic card is Oko, and
I mean, there are
Fabian
a
has a lot of cards in his hand. He can flash in, for example, the
The
Kotal
Forces
Elf
now is good. The Forces now is good.
Hmm.
The Forces means he gets rid of
Dark Faden, right?
Deck Faden,
Yeah.
and that's
the best card.
the best card. That's the only card that means that I think Fabian is more than 30%.
Can you burn down the Oko at this
No,
turn?
because it does only 5 damage.
Yeah, but you can bolt, punching fire, regrow, punching fire, and then maybe
You have to regrow it an additional time, I think, because Oko is getting up to 8 this turn.
So he hasn't activated Oko, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, no, he's elking it, so you can get rid of the Oko. But I think there is a Flusterstorm in the hand of Schmiedi.
Is it?
Okay, no, it's
No,
a
it's
Daze in the
Daze.
Delver.
So let's see what Marcus will.
And
take.
here I would like to if we Lightning Bolt is Lightning Bolt and Deck Faden
The
is
Kotal is
Okay.
interesting. So now the Oko should be dead, right?
the Oko is dead next turn.
Yeah.
Should-
I think
Sure.
you just play the Punishing Fire,
Regrow it.
regrow it, and if it gets dazed, wait. Okay.
Ah,
I would have gone for the Oko kill.
yeah, for sure.
Bold, punishing fire.
I mean,
punishing
it's
fire.
okay, because if you grow your Scavenging Ooze, the Oko isn't that good against it, because
That's true. Yeah. The counters
the counter stay on
Yes,
it.
still,
still
but
apply.
That
on
doesn't
it.
matter.
Nah,
Oko
no.
is
No, you
is-
force now the block of the Elk.
Yeah, I get it.
He has
but
attacked.
I rather. would
Okay,
not-
he even has attacked. So with that, I think it's okay.
Oh, the elk is not. Okay, yeah.
I think he has attacked. Yeah.
Yeah, now the Oko should be dead then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the key to winning here.
Definitely. And with double growths, you have your
and the
punching
problem
fires.
how here for Marcus is that Fabian is still left with a Dark Faden that he has no answers for.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure because I don't think the Kotal is doing much here for Fabian.
No, it does basically nothing.
So it would be a Kotal against an Elk. And Marcus would have then had the advantage of having a library. So in that spot, Marcus would have been ahead, I think. But Fabian with the Dark Faden now,
Yeah, it's
okay. Still not sure. Oh, he might. Is there a creature left in the graveyard?
I don't think so. And how big is the Scavenging Ooze?
Yeah, it's a 3/3.
It's a 3/3.
I'm
He
not,
draws 2?
I'm not sure why Fabian is not choosing to kill the Oko.
Okay.
Because he wants to go to Value Town with Dark Faden.
Yeah, but you can't go to Value Town if you have an opposing Value Town in Oko. In my
I think he
opinion.
kept the bolt.
Yeah.
So it's on 4. That's still not enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there was a creature, he could have eaten one additional creature and then bolt the Oko.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we can't see the whole graveyard of Fabian. And in the graveyard of Marcus, there is no creature.
Okay, yeah, then.
But yes, the Kotal in his grave. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Kotal is exiled.
has-
And the Kotal is already
has
exiled.
been-
Okay.
Has been eaten. Yeah.
And there. Yeah, Marcus said a free lures announcement.
Free lures?
Free lures.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag free lures.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I mean, we don't free our Lorases here.
Maybe later.
we still keep it for FSK 18.
Yeah, for our only fans show.
Yeah, for sure.
After this one. So yeah, it's
Taking the deck down to 1. Getting Oko
Up to 5?
up to 2.
To 6.
to 6. I would just make
Okay.
Food, yeah.
Yeah. Don't think that you can
Food
help
token.
here the scavenging ooze.
Nah, for sure not. No.
I think you played it, Elmer, now. And what was the second card in the hand of?
A
Marcus?
Days in a Wasteland, I think.
Okay.
Wasteland. He has played the Wasteland already.
Gomagangla.
And
Alright.
Gangler.
Okay, yeah. Engler is good.
I mean,
Angler is really, really good here.
the question is, where is the boat now? On the side of Fabian?
I
He
think-
probably
I
discarded
think-
it, or?
Might be. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be.
I think
The bolt is just an answer to Oko, and I think you have to
Yeah.
keep it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you need it against Gomagangla.
yeah, I think rather than casting the Duck Queen, I would have killed the Oko.
Yeah.
And then you have Duck Queen for this turn. And now he has to answer the Angler and the Oko.
I mean, he has a bolt in hand now.
But Angler and Oko and a Delver, that's
and
really
also
much.
the library, so I think he's quite far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the chance to...
Clawback,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But not sure. Getting rid of the Oko is certainly a good start.
I mean, what is in hand? I think this is this
An Astrolabe, a Bolt, a Duck Faden...
is this a red elemental blast?
No, that's a Lightning Bolt.
A lightning bolt for sure.
Okay.
Is there decay? I'm not sure. Okay, we couldn't see what he discarded there.
It's a Parablast, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And with that, you have the clean answer to Oko.
Yeah.
That's really, really big. Okay, now Astrolabe. And I think this is a lonely days in the hand of Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
I think you Pyroblast just the Oko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just big.
And now the Angler.
Yeah, the problem is
Yeah.
you don't have the answer for the Angler.
He has a Decay. Is it a Decay or is it a Trophy?
I think decay.
It's a trophy.
Oh, it's the trophy. That's good.
And what's the... Is it a blue card or what's this? It's a Trophy. Oh,
That's
Yeah.
a good one, yeah.
That's a good one. And for next turn, you have to recover with everything you have. I mean, Marcus can draw 2 additional cards with the library, but let's see if he gets to do something.
No flip with the Delver, okay.
and
Let's
is
see.
it land?
Oh,
Land, abrupt
Decay.
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 Abrupt Decay, yeah.
yeah, decay is good to get rid of Duckfin or the ooze, but I think Duckfin is just better.
Okay, he didn't even draw the additional cards. I mean, they
But he
do
can
not
he
matter.
can kill the Duck Faden with attacking.
I think you.
No, he can't, right?
He has 1 Elk.
Oh yeah, sure,
but,
sure.
but you have to kill it because Fabian has 1 green mana available in the form of Astrolabe, and he can eat the Gomagangla, and then the Scavenging Ooze is a 4/4, and the elk will get.
No, but
killed.
Decay.
You just decay the ooze and attack the
The
Duckfin.
Faden, yeah.
I think this is just clearly
Yeah.
the better play. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I think this was a misplay.
Oh, probably,
in
yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, and Marco said we were right on the 40s. I think this was the spot where we
Mm-hmm.
called him out. And yeah, the deck Faden ran away with it.
Yeah, there's the Punishing Fire on the Delver.
And now you have no creatures on board. And next turn, I think the Yoran will go to hand. And yeah,
That's probably
the
the
Scavenging
game.
Ooze is just too big.
I mean, if there was a threat now, there's an
Land,
Oko.
Oko. But Oko doesn't do anything against Ooze.
Yeah, if the ooze would have been removed, I think
Yeah.
Marcus would have been fine here, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
just slam an Oko now, get an elk or an food.
Yeah, you just could abrupt-decay the scavenging.
Yeah. That's the point.
And
yeah.
attack the
Yeah.
Faden.
Yeah.
I
You still have
completely missed that.
the
Yeah.
elk and the delver and the angler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. The Oko now, okay.
Yeah, I think you just make a food for the sake of making a food.
Yeah.
I think it would not. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. You need to play to
You
gain
need to play.
to gain the life
Yeah.
for one additional turn, but that's just playing not to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too much value on the side of Fabian.
Still having 5 cards. Oh,
It's
brainstorm.
just a brainstorm.
Okay.
So he has 4 cards in hand.
That's been quite surprising.
But 4 cards isn't just.
It's
That
Just
was-
a recall.
not bad either.
I mean, there is the question if you want to.
And
Get
that's
the yarn
that's
hand.
right here. You don't get to attack the Oko. You have to.
You just go for
Yeah.
the face, yeah.
Yeah, you go
Because
for the
Oko
face, yeah.
isn't doing anything.
Mm.
Playing aggro Stryfo pile at this point.
Yeah.
Aggro
You are-
pile.
You're the temper
Taco
deck now.
pile.
Yeah, and Another s-
duck fin, okay.
another duck seals the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Draws
Drawing.
2 cards.
Puts 2 away. Has a bolt in hand.
Oh my god, that's just so.
It's just too good.
It's gotten out of hand.
Angler is not enough.
No.
Against that ooze.
You play the angler,
Not with a bolt in hand.
definitely.
I mean, you can just play the angler. I think you might
Yeah, you play the
live another
angler.
turn.
He will bolt punishing fire. The angler eats the angler with the scavenging ooze and then go for the win. Because I mean, you still get 3 life with the Oko, but yeah. I mean, it's not really making any mistakes on the side of Marcus now because he has just no chance.
Nah,
I would say.
he's too far behind.
Yeah.
He's certainly too far behind in this spot now.
So
I think the winning play would have been
Trophy, okay.
the
Is
next one.
there another creature in the graveyard to eat? Because the ooze is 6/6 at this point, right?
Nah,
it's a
4/4.
4/4, I think, or
Is it
5/5.
a 4/4? Okay.
A
4/4,
4/4,
5/5.
5/5. Now a 5/5.
Really?
Okay, no,
Now
it
it's
was
a
a.
6/6.
Now it's a 6/6.
It was a 5/5. Now it's a 6/6. So he goes down to
2 life.
2 life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And
okay.
now it gain him 1 life and bolt him.
Mhm.
Bolt
Okay,
you.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
And daze it
Yeah.
and pay it, and that's game.
Okay. So we got the end of match number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I would love to make a
Transition.
transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
administration did there.
really great. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us, the In Response a Legacy podcast team,
Mhm.
at on Twitter at response_legacy. You can find me on Twitter at FinnekMTG. It's PHINEKMTG. And also you can find our podcast on almost every available
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
We're on Apple, on
Apple,
iTunes, on
iTunes,
Spotify, on Pocket Cast,
Stitcher.
Stitcher. We're coming to Amazon Music soon.
Yeah, on Anchor.
An Anchor, yeah. And would be great if you tune in. And also you can always watch our Austrian Legacy League stream every Friday on 2030 CEST.
Yeah.
And you can find Peter.
On Unicorn Lord at Twitter, but the only Lord is a 0. And
As
on
always.
this channel on Twitch.
And Daniel.
@flyingdelver from my Twitter handle, and maybe also greatness@anycost.com from my website.
Yeah.
And you can always check into Austrian-legacy.com. It's our website for Austrian Legacy League. And you can find the whole league there with the
Statistics.
with the meta analysis, the score points, and
The deck list sometimes.
if the people put up deck lists, and sometimes even short biographies of our players.
Yeah.
And the whole calendar of events.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
with this, we transition back to the last
round.
round.
And I think we have a special appearance now,
for sure,
both
for sure.
on cast and on screen.
Yeah, let's get my mistakes, shall we?
I think there weren't so many.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think Gino said that he made more than you.
Okay. Yeah, let's find out.
Let's find out. Yeah.
I'm certainly interested in this.
Let's find this out.
My
So-
old favorite.
Yeah. So this is the
Maybe we can go a little bit. Oh, is it this the mulligan?
I'm not sure. Okay, let's go a little bit back. So
Okay, yeah, not sure. Just to be
so
safe.
this is the forest battle ants versus elves.
Usually it is a very good matchup for Ant.
Yeah. There are no
Elves-
hate bears on the side of
Yeah,
elves.
there are some. Sometimes there is mind break trap if you really want to hate out Storm, and Cabal Therapy, and but I think Tugores said it quite nicely a few times. Elf's game plan against Storm, game plan A, B, and C is Graveyard Hate.
Yeah.
and that's usually not the best thing to do against Storm in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Against
Graveyard Hate,
ant, it's
it's
okay.
It's okay, but usually you can play around it. So that's one big reason why Elves is quite behind against Storm.
Yeah, you're just more consistent to go off on turn 2 or turn 3. I
Yeah.
think I don't know correct if Gino is playing 2 or 3 Thought Seizures in the sideboard or something like
He
that.
plays Cabal Therapy for sure. You
Okay.
will see it later on. Maybe also some Thought Seizures, but I think I could not see any in this game.
Okay.
So at the moment, the consensus is probably that Tess is the better
Ant.
Storm deck.
Also, okay, yeah.
So is there a reason you chose Ant over Tess?
Yeah, because that's my first Storm deck. I was always more on the end side of things concerning Storm, because I'm just I really like Past in Flames and Infernal Tutor. And yeah, of course, Ant has fallen behind with the printing of Wheel of Summer. Ant is really bad at playing around that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to play some kind of 2-turn sequence in order to win against Wheel of Summer, because you're lacking Grape Shot. But what I like about Ant is you can really heavily focus on the black mana.
Okay.
Cabal Ritual, Infernal Tutor, Dark Ritual, all
And
is
the leads,
black.
Yeah.
And with Tess, sometimes you have a little bit of a discrepancy of black and red mana.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need both for the rituals, Rite of Flames and Burning Wishes, and the Wishclaw Talismans, and sometimes that's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're lacking one of the two. And with Ant, you can cover everything with mostly just black mana.
Yeah.
And that's one big reason why I like Ant.
Yeah, for me, if Andy, he was previously on today's show too.
He was in round 2.
in
with,
round
with
2.
Elves, yeah.
Yeah, he's also playing Ant for a long time now, and he is utilizing Grape Shot, I think, really well.
He plays
He,
Grape Shot
he
in Ant
plays Grape Shot in Ant in the main deck,
in the main deck, okay.
and I even lost to it with Whale of Summer up in game 1 against him.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe he's just lucky to get to the mana, or there is a possibility to stretch and to utilize Grape Shot in the main deck. I mean,
it's certainly possible with Past in Flames, yeah.
Yeah.
but
that's
you are
true.
heavily reliant now on the graveyard. But yeah, then at least the opposing player has to have Graveyard Hate and Veil of Summer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can beat at least one of those.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
would say.
there we have seen your favorite trick. You're always fetching in your upkeep.
Of course, always, yeah. I mean, not always, but if you can fetch, or it doesn't make a difference. Basically, if you fetch end of turn or an upkeep, always do it in upkeep.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have the mana up with your other lands to cast any additional brainstorms if you have any. Just getting into the habit is very good.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a brainstorm, fetch in the upkeep.
Okay.
Because you don't have shocks in Legacy, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Mhm.
You don't have to fetch end of turn to get your shock lands tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tapped.
As a previous modern player, it was very, very hard to
To
getting
adapt to this.
to adapt to it, to keep the fetches around for a brainstorm
Yeah.
and not fetch end of turn because you want to get your duel.
Yeah.
And Gino said in the chat that his deck list is on the website. We can maybe check in on that later
Mhm,
because
for sure.
we will show off the standings after this round.
Mhm.
And he played 2 Fort Caesars and 2 Cabal Therapies in a sideboard.
And this is one really great example of why Storm is here ahead. I can just really comfortably develop my hand with 2 brainstorms. Gino does not have much going on here. He's tapped out. He just
And your
played-
hand is so gas.
Yeah,
your hand is so
it's-
gas.
I think
It's 3 petals, a Lancer Diamond,
I'm
2
just thinking of
rituals.
how
And
to
the
kill you.
Wishclaw Talisman.
Yeah, it's
I know there's no surgicals in game 1, so this is just
No
a clean
forces, no veils, no
kill. This
nothing.
is-
Yeah.
There's not much going on.
You're just calculating at this
Yeah.
moment.
And I think this, I'm not sure. I think this might be an ad nauseam, or a natural storm. I think.
I think you
Yeah.
were natural storm here because your storm count is just so high with these cards you already have in hand,
yeah, it's
and you have so much mana. Dark Ritual.
Storm is already 6.
Storm is 6, yeah.
I mean, here we see Gino
Black.
crying.
But he has a very, very nicely altered Kieran Ranger, so
Yeah,
Now
these are pretty new now. He has it season altered by an Italian artist.
Ah,
They are
okay.
really beautiful. I think the artist was last year
in Prague, yeah.
and in
It's
Barcelona.
It's Florinda Zanetti, I think.
yeah.
I think so.
That was
Yeah.
her name.
She was too in Barcelona, where a few of us traveled to last
Mhm.
year to the Card Market Series. And yeah, it's
Unfortunately, they are cancelled this year, so
yeah,
no big tournaments for us.
unfortunately, but maybe we can get something.
Give it to me, give it to me. I want the talisman.
You can have it.
I know it. I know it.
I just have my tutor chain, and that's it.
Yeah. So your
Tutor
tutor
chain is so great.
for
I
another
love it.
for another
I also,
tutor.
I also do that. Yeah.
Okay,
I
no,
love,
for 10 ones, yeah.
I love tutor
that's-
chains. That's also one thing you can't really do in tests.
Mm.
And I don't know. It's one really great thing for me.
I mean, previously you
Experience-wise.
had to Burning Wish into
Infernal Tutor in
Infernal
the- in
Tutor
the
for
subcon.
Ad Nauseam, which
Mhm.
was the line previously, but now with Peer Through Depths,
Yeah.
I think
Be into the
It's-
abyss.
Peer into the Abyss, it's exactly the same mana if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or
seven
no,
mana.
it's 1 minute.
No, it's exactly the same.
It's exactly
It's
the
7
same.
mana.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah,
And
So
Infernal
you-
Tutor and Ad Nauseam is
and
also 7 mana.
and it's a little bit better because you
it's
don't have
just-
the life, or you have less life to pay most of the time, and you get half your library,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is unfortunately, I think in paper play, online it's really easy,
Yeah.
but in paper you have to go through your whole deck,
Yeah.
count the cards, and
In paper or in online?
in paper,
What I do is typically I just count the cards that I have in my hand on the
yeah,
board.
most of
And
the
then-
people do that like
yeah.
this. But then you have Andy playing 61 cards, and now it's a little bit harder.
That's why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Another reason why not to.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, what I bring in here is the bounce effects, of course, Chain of Vapors, Echoing Truth, and I think the Decays also.
And the Massacre.
And a Massacre.
Even if we can't.
It might be
Cast
might be an unusual card to bring in, but there's a secret mode of Massacre. You can just play it with 4 mana.
Oh my god!
and what I know is Gino is playing Savannah as it is in white splash, so sometimes you can also cast it for free.
Okay.
And I think this might be good enough reason for
Is
Masaka to...
Masaka instant or sorcery?
It's a sorcery.
It's a sorcery, yeah. But
I mean, it would be
sometimes
so good as an instant.
it would be, yeah.
It'd be probably.
But sometimes if the game is going long and Gino is maybe building up a big board of elves, you can just reset the board with Masaka,
Yeah.
or getting rid of some collector oofs, or I don't know, any other things that might go wrong for me if Gino had it. And in the case of Gino fetching for Savannah, because he might really want to get Valor. Valor.
Arcana of Valor's Reach.
Arcana of Valor.
Arcana of
Yeah.
Valor's Reach, yeah.
I think this might be the best target for
Mm.
Natural Order, so he might likely go for Savannah, which means that Masaka is free for me.
Yeah.
To be cast. That's the reason why I chose to board it in.
Yeah, and I mean it resets the board.
Yeah.
And it's get rid of some of the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean, you
it's-
could still play a Toxic Deluge, I think, over Massacre.
No,
Yeah,
you don't want to pay the life with
but
an
the
awesome.
-2 is just kills so far,
I mean,
kills far less.
I mean, it is really tailored for Death and Texas mostly.
yeah,
And
Death and Texas
since we
is
have
easy.
quite a bit of Death and Texas in our meta, I like this card to
Okay,
have
yeah.
in my sideboard.
Yeah.
It's not for elves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
usually you're not a control deck that wants to reset the board or kill the board. You just want to answer hate bears or
Yeah.
Mm.
And there was even a interesting discussion on the Eternal Glory podcast between Bryant and Phil Gallagher.
Yeah, it was
Because-
a very interesting theme they had.
Because they were talking about the sideboard now of Death and Texas, because Death and Texas now opted into a lot of hate pieces that
Against
aren't
combo.
massacreable against
Okay.
combo,
Yeah.
in the form of Deafening Silence, Mindbreak Traps, surgical extractions, and not as it was prior, that the Haspers was mostly Thalia,
Ethos one Canonist.
Ethos one Canonist, and the one that with Flash against Reanimator. It's now modern.
Containment Priest.
Containment Priest.
Containment Priest.
And
But that you can massacre.
yeah,
Yeah,
But-
and the-
but
because
these are now
they're
cutted.
opting out.
against
okay. Yeah.
against Deafening Silence,
Sorry, yeah.
surgical extractions, and
Mindbreak Traps.
and Mindbreak Traps.
Gallagher also said he's playing now 11 anti-combo cards
In the sideboard.
on the sideboard.
And
because of
13 if you
Skyclave.
want to count in Path to Exile against
Against
Dark
Depths,
Depths.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because with Skyclave Apparition, the matchup scale has already swung back to Death and Texas with the fair things, because you can now answer Oko.
Yeah.
And so you don't need so many fair answers in the sideboard. You can always just opt to kill outright combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I think maybe if the meta is still very Death and Texas, heavy in Death and Texas, I think it's and they adapt to this tech. I think maybe Toxic Deluge or something would be
could be
better situated.
Yeah.
For a local meta call.
Yeah. Maybe I consider that. Not sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of Storm in general, if this is the case, I really like Ant, because we have a little bit of a trend of more Mindbreak Traps and more hate beers that are harder to remove, and Ant having this card is quite good against it actually.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult for TES now with all the hand interaction cutted.
And I really enjoyed my discards during that FNM.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's like a little bit of a gentleman's agreement, because this card is bad when everybody is playing Veil, and if nobody's playing Veil because nobody's playing this card, then this card is gets good again. So
Sure.
it's kind of strange actually.
Do you know what he had said? Lance of Diamond?
He said Lance and Diamond,
Yeah.
which I think is totally
The correct-
the correct one, yeah.
It's just the most acceleration you have
Yeah.
in Storm.
Okay, I get it. When I learned to play Dredge, the consensus was always to name either Infernal Tutor or Lines of Diamond.
Yeah. And now with not only Infernal Tutor, but how's it called, the Wishclaw Talisman. I think it's
Yep.
correct to name Lines of Diamond.
Yeah, I
Much-
think
probably, yeah.
I would have flashback the therapy because Gino knew I only had one card in my hand, and I'm quite reliant on my brainstorm to
Yeah.
find more lands.
Yeah.
And with that, I can't really find lands and protect my cards. I want not to get therapied, so it would have been a really rough spot for me. So I think I would have flashback the therapy right away with that right out.
Fourth. And then say Dark Ritual.
Depends. I think I would have fired up the brainstorm, of course. And
You
then,
need to.
You need
protect
to.
the-
And then maybe depending on that.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
maybe
probably
still
you
Dark
would
Ritual.
have put back Tutor and Dark Ritual.
yeah.
Probably.
So if he names Dark Ritual, it only gets to
Mhm.
pick one.
Yeah.
So it's 1-for-1 trade. That's not so bad for you, and you choose your protected tutor that you need.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know about the Lines of Diamond in your hands, so he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't say Lines of Diamond in this spot.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not there.
Yeah.
I think there are two correct picks after that, which is Tutor or Dark
Yeah.
Ritual.
Yeah.
But most likely it would be Dark Ritual.
Dark Ritual for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Still.
if you draw a third copy, you
It
get
kind
at
of-
least one or something like
I
that.
mean, you could outbrain yourself if you put two Dark Rituals on top,
Yeah.
and he names Tutor.
Yeah. But now I can dig for my lands.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
And you get a bio, if I see it correctly.
Mm.
And the Lines of Diamond.
The Lines of Diamond was already in his hand last turn.
Mhm. And
Okay, is it
a
an abrupt decay?
A decay, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't need the decay at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe I think I don't have a ponder, right? No.
No.
So I'm kind of locked here. Oh, is it just a kill?
I think so. You
Um,
get up to 5. You have the LED. You can Infernal Tutor for an ad nauseam, and then you should win the game.
I have two rituals.
And then Lines of Diamond
Yeah.
and the Tutor.
But what I'm thinking here is how I can play around Veil of Summer, which I can't in this turn, of course. And I think Gino has on Veil of Summer in his hand. So the question is, how
Okay.
can I produce that much of a storm threat that Gino is forced to use his Veil of Summer, and that I have still enough resources to win on the next two turns.
And an interesting play about Gino is he hadn't any lands left in his hand,
Okay.
and he had an Oof in his hand. So he wanted to play the Oof
Okay,
on turn
yeah.
3 now.
I'm not sure if I have a therapy knowing in the graveyard. I think I would play out my artifact mana. I mean, yeah, not sure.
But the artifact
yeah.
mana would be counted by
Yeah,
Oof
yeah.
then.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, I can see that.
It certainly now makes more sense, but I still think therapy here is probably the right thing.
Especially since there's a big possibility
Okay, you
that
have another LED too.
that I would have been brainstorm locked with
Yeah.
the Cabal Therapy being cast on turn 2.
And no
Actually-
additional lands because you play 14 lands, I think?
15.
15, okay, 15.
But I bought it at one basic island.
Yeah, so it's 14,
Okay.
yeah.
14.
And yeah, it could certainly happen to be brainstorm locked with
Yeah.
just 14 lands.
So this is an awesome here. If I would play
Very
it.
nice mana correlation you've got there.
Getting one of each.
or
So
3 of
nice.
each.
It
Yeah,
looks
three
great.
of
It
each.
looks great.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
But I think this is the turn where Gino gets to play his Will of Summer.
Don't spoil our viewers.
I'm sorry.
but even if he gets the Veil of Summer, you can keep a good hand, I think, with Ad nauseam.
And also,
And then you
Yeah, because
should
you
win
can't
on
do
the next
anything
turn.
versus
But
versus.
this
ad
was my
nauseam,
plan, yeah. There's no really big pressure going on from Gino, so I just cast Ad Nauseam. In
You-
the easiest way, just casting a discard spell.
Yeah.
Gino will just play the Will of Summer, then passing the turn and win with the rest I have made.
Yeah.
That's one nice thing here going on.
And then if you
Okay,
have a
you
second,
have to pay
if you have a
5.
second discard spell, you can still go for the kill with protection the next turn. So even if he has 2 Veil of Summer, you can still work around that.
Yeah, it would have mean to
Just wait another turn, yeah.
wait another turn. Yeah, but of course, yeah.
So this card isn't as bad versus Veil of Summer as people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It forces the issue.
Yeah.
Let's say. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you drew a lot of.
It's getting better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you called it at the worst time.
This is actually quite bad for me.
I think
Because now what I need to think about is surgical extraction. If I cast tendrils,
Yeah.
and my opponent surgical it, I straight up lose because I don't have any win conditions anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I can just go for a discard, keeping the.
I think you have a land drop left.
I have a land drop left, but I just chose to force the Wheel of Summer here, which
Yeah.
I expected.
Then you can just,
Make
I
sure
think, brainstorm here, and then
no,
fetch.
I don't. No, I don't. You never should brainstorm here.
Now you have enough enough.
I think a lot of people are too fast on the brainstorms when they're playing Storm.
A lot of people are too fast on the brainstorms.
In general, maybe.
In general, yeah.
Why is there the reason that you haven't played a land this turn?
He played the Bayou.
Oh, you played the Bayou.
It's still turn 2.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Gino was on the play this
Yeah,
time.
sure. It is actually okay.
Okay.
And what do I keep here?
You have Tutor, Abrupt Decay.
I definitely need my brainstorm here. Why? Because say if I draw another land next turn,
Yeah.
my tutor is dead.
Yeah.
Because I only have one land drop, and maybe with brainstorm I can create a scenario where my tutor is alive again to get Hellbent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was this an Echoing Truth?
Echoing Truth? Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it why he hasn't flashbacked his therapy to get rid of tendrils. You were tapped out. So
I mean, you yeah.
So
I have Past in Flames in my deck.
but you need to make the Past in Flames line then, which is.
I mean, I think you
which
have
needs more
to
mana.
make it more work
it
anyway.
It needs more mana, of course.
And maybe he can then get another turn for his Collector Roof, and then it's.
But I think I would not take the tendrils. I would rather take the tutor or
Okay.
or the brainstorm actually.
Or the brainstorm. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because like you said, you can't. He knew he knew your hand.
Unless Gino had a surgical extraction, for example.
Yeah.
Then of course you take
The tendrils.
The tendrils.
But I think you are now dead to surgical anyway.
Is the tendrils in my?
No, but the tutor
Graveyard?
is in the graveyard.
That's not that big of a deal if you have tendrils in your hand. You can storm for 9 and then still win for natural tendrils.
Okay. Even with no.
Yeah, that happens quite sometimes.
Okay.
Especially if you have access to Chain of Vapor, for example. You
Yeah, Chain of Vapor
can
can
create
create
a lot of
a lot.
storm.
Yeah, the problem is that you got rid of, I think, 1 Lotus Petal and 2 LEDs. And I mean, it's
It's unlikely. I
unlikely,
agree.
but it
I
can
agree.
happen. Yeah.
But I don't think it's a losing position. Did you automatically have lost? It's I think not the case. Decay in
Okay.
the oof, yeah.
So you got rid of the clock and the
Mhm.
hate bear,
Mm.
which is nice.
And I did that in my turn also to play around an additional Will of Summer
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
there was one.
I mean, it would be kind of okay if he fires up. I mean, no, you need the artifact mana to win with Ant.
Yeah.
I think Gino should at least make sure that he has 4 power on this board in this turn, if he can.
Or 3 power and attack with the.
Yeah. exactly.
Okay.
This is attacking. Or
No,
not?
he's tapping it for mana, I think.
Yeah, but with the Dryad.
Okay, and Chino said he forgot about
Therapy.
therapy. Yeah.
In this spot, therapy should have been cast a lot sooner.
Yeah.
A lot earlier in this game, yeah. Attack, yeah.
Yeah.
That way,
You have the
lethal next turn,
yeah.
at least. Okay, therapy gets flashback now.
Okay.
I hope he has another creature for 1. I can't remember.
If he doesn't have a creature for 1 now,
then
it's the wrong play.
Yeah, it's wrong
for
play.
sure.
Because
you-
you need to pressure
You need
the storm player.
Yeah, you need to provide lethal here. Takes the Dark Ritual, okay.
Mm-hmm. I have a Wishclaw Talisman also.
Okay, and then he passes, which is...
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Bad.
that I like that.
I do not know how you played out, but...
This screams for me like Wishclaw Talisman pass the
Yeah.
turn
Yeah.
kind of play.
Yeah.
Because
The value
I just
talisman,
have
yeah.
an additional turn and
Yeah.
then I can
I would do
really-
exactly that, because
Yeah.
the only thing that pressures you is another collector hoof on the side of elves.
Yeah. Which I think there is no
I think
second
they're
one.
playing only one, but nowadays I think in the main deck too.
Might be.
And
Maybe cradle into creature and be Crater
Yeah,
Hoof
okay.
would be
Yeah.
enough. But it's
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just a Wishclaw Talisman pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Should be.
just the correct play, and I mean the
Thoughtseize
Forces is
dead.
now dead,
It's dead card, yeah.
but I think you can. Can you Wishclaw Talisman for an LED next turn?
Yeah, you can.
yeah, sure.
And
Why
would
shouldn't
this
you?
win you the game?
An LED.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So you have
8
5,
mana.
7.
I'm not
8
sure
mana.
if
You can double up the LED with the tutor,
Yeah.
but maybe.
Then you go for Past and Flames and win the game from the graveyard. But you don't have the red mana.
You can
with the late,
Ah,
you
that's the
can
cradle.
get. I chose to play out the petals because of therapy
Mhm.
or another one. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But the big problem here is that, I mean, if you go for Crater Hoof,
Then I'm just dead.
then you're just dead. But in any other cases, he now even bounced the Mystic, so he can't attack with it.
Mm-hmm. He can attack with the Birch
Against
Claw,
the druid.
I mean, yeah,
which he does, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So you go even down to 2, which means you can draw a fetch and have an additional mana, which
This
could
is
be,
a good point. Yeah.
which is really important. And then you drew the Lines of Diamond, which means you're the
Oh.
better Magic player.
No, is it Lance of Diamond?
It's
Yeah.
a lady.
Ah, yeah, it's a Lance of Diamond.
And
Mhm.
Chino said there's only one Oof in the main deck.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just go Lines of Diamond, make the tutor chain, and have the Wishclaw Talisman available for a fetchland or whatever you want. Because you need the one red.
Isn't it enough? You
Or
go for the
the
Passing
black.
Flames line now, huh? I
I,
think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's only one mana available. Okay.
I'm thinking of how to play around surgical.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can. Because that would be a card that I'm losing to. If I go for that Past in Flames line.
Yeah, the problem is how do you win with tendrils? And I think there is no line.
With tendrils in my hand, you mean?
Yeah.
It's tough.
So I think you have to go for a Past and Flames line. And
Kind
with
of,
the-
yeah. And but I think what I might think about is if I get a discard spell before. Okay, no.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm just going for Past in Flames here, and accepting the loss to surgical.
I mean, you can go for a duress.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about there.
But
If
that's
I-
the only thing that you can do. Yeah.
And
it's
that's
just
game.
So there was no surgical there.
But
I do not
Chino's
know if Chino has boarded in any
surgicals.
of those.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But I think he has 2 copies or something like that.
There should be some in the sideboard,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You need it. You need it definitely if you.
And if you're playing creature aggro against combo, it's
Mhm.
a lot less likely to win without
Yeah.
failure.
It's not.
There are Thought Seizures now.
Yeah.
As we can see here.
So it's.
He said 2 Thought Scissors, 2 Cabal Therapies,
Uh-huh,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
and I think 2 Whale of Summers.
No surgical?
No surgical.
Okay.
No surgical.
Or maybe he forgot to board in the surgical.
Mhm.
I don't think.
Or are they playing
ley
Leylines? Yeah.
But I still think you would board ley lines.
Okay, he played Leylines. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still board ley lines. I mean,
Yeah.
with Dredge I also board ley lines.
Yeah.
Reverses end.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, Elves.
But against TS,
You
instead,
yeah, it's dead. Yeah.
and if you're more used to TS now because it's mostly played in the local meta and in the online meta, you can easily forget about those.
There's an interesting discussion we had here. I showed him if you see any of those 4 cards in the main deck of a Storm deck, you know it's Ant
Okay, yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Because Gino said he couldn't.
And then no, yeah, their old tutors cut it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Wish
TS is
Talisman
playing
and Burning
for-
Wish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's out of those 4 cards, there's only 1 Thoughtseize in the sideboard.
Yeah.
And
Of
if you
course,
see
yeah.
and if you see any of those 4 cards main deck, you know it should be Ant.
Yeah, and Gino said, yeah, Daniel now explains to me when I should board Griffith Hate.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't sure because Griffith is of course dead. Or
It's dead against TS.
against TS, yeah.
It's completely dead. And yeah, that was the last match for us today.
That
Mhm.
was the day 5 of our
Day
season.
5th.
Yeah,
It was the
5th,
5th
yeah.
day.
the 5th day. And now we're going to the leaderboard you said, huh?
Yeah. So we have to open up the website now at Austrian-legacy.com.
.com, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. League points.
And now we go to the league points. We have now in first place Otto Stefan,
In second, we've got Christian Münster.
and it was actually the first event where we had no Christian Münster featured.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I had
He
him
was in
on,
all of 4
yeah,
up until now. Yeah.
Okay.
and the last one it was really depressing for me because he played something different, because prior he was only playing Food Chain.
Okay,
And
what
there-
was he playing this time? He played this 4-color Omnath.
Yeah, he played
I
4
think
color
he
Omnath
lost,
and
right?
and drew.
Ah,
no,
oh,
he
no,
drew
no,
in the
wasn't
last
something.
round against Stefan Otte.
On
Okay.
Maverick? Did he play Maverick last time? I think so.
I'm not
I
sure.
On
think
Friday.
I think he played Maverick actually.
Yeah,
Let's take a look what he played.
yeah.
think
That's
that
that's the
was
beauty of the league we have here.
Maverick, yeah.
Maverick, yeah, he played Maverick.
Yeah.
And he went 2-2 last
2-2. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
time. It's
It's average.
average, yeah.
Yeah.
So on third place, we've got Panos Daniel. Woo!
I think you were playing 3 or 4 different decks now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You were playing Bug and TS, if I remember correctly. At
Oh,
least.
Yeah, and
Hogek.
also Hogek and
Hogek.
and Alluren. I played. 5
Yeah, you
different
played
decks, actually.
Alluren.
5 different.
okay.
Test,
2 times
Test,
Test.
Allure, Bug, Hogek, and Ant.
Yeah.
So you weren't playing your Bug midrange list.
Your
No,
brew.
no, at the moment not really.
Yeah, the 4 color Omnath list from Christian. Let's see,
Mhm.
because someone in the chat asked about maybe he has it. Okay,
Nah,
unfortunately.
it's not online. We can ask him. I think it's the one with the Knight of the Reliquaries.
Yeah, he was
Playing
playing
Green Sun's
Knights.
Zenith.
Mhm.
And
Green Sun
just
Zenith.
one Omnath.
It was just an additional win condition for
Mhm.
it.
Then on fourth place, we've got Jonas Barnfind. He won the last season, the season number 5. It was the one which
Had the Corona.
yeah,
Stop.
which had the COVID stop.
He was on, I think, episode 7 of our In Response Legacy podcast.
Yeah,
podcast.
it was episode 7. It was the
And
legacy all
actually,
the way.
shout out to him because if you remember it correctly, he has today his birthday. So
It's Wednesday today? Yeah.
it's Wednesday today. So
So,
congrats, Jonas,
congrats, Jonas.
Happy
to
birthday.
your
Happy
21st birthday.
You're now legal in the States. You can drink, but not drive. And on 5th place, we have Leopold Andreas. It's Andy with his Esper Vial, the Bling and Blink.
with bling.
Bling
Yeah.
and Blink. We've seen in the second.
I think it was the
Yeah.
second match.
It
There
was
he-
his deck in the first round, and he
he-
was in the second round.
Yeah, there he was
pla-
playing elves.
He played elves, yeah.
Yeah.
And then on 6th place, we've got Hinterreiter Philip. He won the Season's End tournament this summer with elves.
Yeah.
And then on 7th place, we've got
Haas
Haas Dominic.
on 4-color loam.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen him I think 2 times now
On stream.
On
Mhm.
stream. Then Schweikoper Fabian we've seen him 2 times or 3 times even now on the stream today on 4-color Stryfo pile
Yeah.
with Joran. Then Neutz Christian on Elves. He won I think the 4th event, but unfortunately he wasn't featured.
Yeah.
He went 4-0 in this one. Then Igelsberg Christoph, he has a low attendance. We see there he were only there 3 times.
But he has an average score point of 9, so
So it's just below Otto Steffen, where
is
he has
just-
10 points for 5 attendances,
Yeah, that's cool.
which means
That's
he's
really-
statistically going 3-0-1
each time
which is just amazing.
on 5 events, that's just great. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's definitely one of the better
And-
players of our local meta.
Yeah, for sure.
And he won, I think, season 0.5,
That's it.
season 1 and season 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
He literally won anything in the first few seasons.
yeah. Let's take a look at the meta.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So at first place we've got Ragdelva, which is kind of clear now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got Elves. We have a lot of Elves players.
Oh yeah.
Then on 3rd place it's Stefan Texas. Then Turbo Deapths, Lance, Blue Red Delver, Forcal Loam, TES.
Other.
What's other? Yeah,
We
that's,
have a lot of other.
yeah, we have a really huge other. Because so many people just playing one deck for
I mean,
for a
It's
time.
like
yeah.
me, I play 4-color paint and we have no statistics for it, so
It's weird.
I'm
we are-
not sure. I think 4-color painter I already added to the deck list. So
okay.
Other should be the same with rest.
yeah,
Yeah,
same with
definitely.
rest. Yeah.
We should change it.
Yeah.
And then also Eldrazi, Food Chain Combo, and Bagdelva. So, as you can see, our meta is very diverse. Unlike the online meta.
No Snorko actually. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes really
I think,
Snowco, I think.
I mean, what would be
Snowco
Snowco?
is on
Yeah. It's
on the 11th place. On the
So there are only a
so
few players.
basically everything below the top 10 from all these decks are
Other or
in the rest area.
the
So
rest.
they're all pictured there.
okay. Other are just the decks we haven't defined yet.
Yeah, we haven't defined it.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
I see now.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay, we even had a Pox player here.
Tess in other. Okay.
No,
No,
it was
that's
against
versus.
TS.
That's other against
oh,
TS.
versus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've lost. You can see that here.
Yeah, and other went to 13 against the field, which means
It's not a good
a
deck.
whopping 13.
So I wouldn't
Percent
recommend picking
wimple.
up other.
So you maybe should play Genopile or something like that.
Yeah.
It could have a better win percentage than other. So yeah, I think that's
For us, I think
everything for us. And I think we can
wrap
this-
it up here.
yeah,
I hope you had fun.
we definitely had.
Yeah, it was great having
It was a nice
been on the stream
experience.
with you.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
we'll for sure do it again. Next time, you will stream alone again on Monday.
On Monday, 20:30 CST, or I think it's 2 p.m.
Pacific time?
2:30
What
p.m. ET. I think it's Eastern time.
Eastern time, okay, it's Eastern
It's
time. All the time zones are very...
I just looked up the time zone
strange.
they
Yeah,
used
okay.
in the Living a Legacy group, and they used ET, so I just
so
used
it's
ET.
Boston time, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, next week we have a new episode of the In Response and Legacy podcast.
Yeah, it will go live on Friday at 4 p.m. CST.
Yeah.
Or 11 Pacific time. 11 a.m. Pacific time, yeah.
I think so. It's I think 5 hours prior.
5 hours prior, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap
So,
it
yeah.
up. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, see you soon. See you Monday.
Bye.
Bye.